We're live.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Awesome Talk, Season 8, Episode 8, on June 27, 2017. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Cheers.
Welcome indeed.
We feel welcome.
Do you feel welcome? Does it feel good?
I don't know about that.
All right. Well, anyway, so we have
We
a
put
really
the will come and welcome.
we have a really great show tonight. I'm sure you never know what's going to happen at the beginning of the night. You know at the end of the night, you know.
It's a bold
Whatever you
statement.
can remember.
It's a bold statement.
But tonight, I'd like to welcome our very special guest, Sandy Mack, to the bar. Tonight. I hope we're going to hear some harmonica tonight.
I guess.
Or something.
If you want to.
Well, she loves
He
harmonica.
takes out like an oud and he just blows all our minds.
Yeah.
Harmonica. That's me, man. That's
Nice.
That's my extent of musical expertise, if there's such a thing.
I hear Frank screaming in the other room.
Yeah, you better let him out. He's our gimp.
My 11-year-old plays trumpet, and my 2-year-old plays harmonica. And
Really
when they
gay
play
plays
together,
trumpet?
it's the most awful thing you ever heard.
Trumpet's rough, man.
Yeah, trumpet's-
And I tried to.
He's actually very good. The 11-year-old's got his chop. We went to the spring concert, and he held it down. You know, they were doing like Star Wars, the Star like A New Hope. They did, the Star Spangled Banner. They did all this, and no problems from the trumpet line. They were all good.
I was 10 years old. I wanted to play trumpet. My mom got me one, and it lasted one day. I mean, because I got really loud with that.
When you said it lasted one day, I thought you meant like you took it and smashed the shit out of it.
And it's even worse because I live in a
It's
trailer
clarinet.
park,
It's the
so
next
it's
thing.
not
Yeah.
just my opinion that matters. Like my neighbors are all like, "Shut the fucking kid up!" And I'm like, "Fuck you! It needs to get good at an instrument."
Fuck you, man! One kid plays trumpet in a trailer park, the whole trailer park plays trumpet.
I'll kick your ass, Mike! I swear to God, you let my kid fucking practice. Don't make me fucking come over there.
Don't be pissing your gas tank.
You play your goddamn movies too loud at night.
It's the loudest instrument, dude. It really is.
Remember when they used to make us all play the flutophone? Like,
Wait, what do you mean they all made us? Like we
You
all
don't
went to
remember
the
that?
same military
in
camp.
elementary school, like
In elementary school,
yeah,
that was
like
that was a
everyone
starter.
had
No,
to
that
learn how to
was-
play the
That was
Yeah, well,
honors
you
for me.
get,
They wouldn't let me play the
So that way
recording
you
class.
can play
Recording
the,
class.
In
the
Ocean
music
Township,
of the deaf
no, yeah,
march
We
as
didn't
you,
name very hot. So
their music program
I just remember
was
fighting it
garbage.
too. I missed recess. I had to go for a test and made the teacher like play the piano, and I had to hit the notes with my voice, and I was just like, "What does this have to do with the recorder?
Yeah,
Just
like-
let me play the fucking recorder." And
Why make
meanwhile,
that?
I'm the only one left still playing the instrument out of anyone we graduated with. All I wanted to do was play
A
the
little bit of
instrument.
power run amok. Smoke Crone's
I've never seen a
hands.
professional flutophone player, though.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, has anyone
I've
ever
seen
legitimately
some
got
people
good
do
at
it
that?
in live capacities, but never anybody who committed 100% to it.
That's like the.
There's no Yanni of the
Yeah,
flutophone.
no.
It's like a plastic mini
It's an
clarinet.
untapped
Right, yeah, like
market.
clarinet.
It's like
That's
a-
what I thought.
It's an
It is
easy.
untapped market.
it's one of those like $3.99 instruments on Amazon.
Well,
That's
the
exactly
thing,
what it's got,
like a-
you don't have to have. There's no embrocher. There's no lip. There's no breath. There's nothing like that. It's
There's
all.
no-
It's
It's all-
all.
it's
It's
all
basically a
just
whistle
hopes.
attached to
It's
horse.
a
Exactly. Whistle
soulless.
with a couple holes.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's soulless, right?
You just
It takes a
hold it
true
in.
master to put a little soul into the flutophone.
It's so
You just hold it up to your lips and pray, and the music comes out of it.
You guys got to get one of those.
We, by the way,
We
like
really
to take
do.
this time to acknowledge all you noble flutophones.
All right, all you first graders out there
Sorry,
tuned in.
I'm sure
But don't use us as role models.
During the break, I'm gonna check because like it has to exist.
What's your haircut,
There's some guy on YouTube somewhere that's like so amazing at
Still handsome as hell.
flutophone
Yeah.
that
You're a
like
dear.
it's
You really
impossible.
are.
You can't even imagine it. It's,
Yeah. There's a guy, I don't know what the fuck song it was. It was some fucking 80s song. And the guy had a Casio keyboard, and he made it a point to use literally every sound from the keyboard to recreate the song. And evidently, it's like fucking incredible.
Oh,
when
they
he put
all are,
together
dude.
with it,
Those
yeah.
Casio projects are all fucking great.
Some
Like
of them are fucking amazing,
dude,
dude.
it's
Well,
It's like making
porn-
80s video game
Porn
music.
hadn't really hit its stride in the 80s yet, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of time on people.
I think porn should go back to the Casio keyboard music because now you can record it in like full HD surround sound. Right. And you got
I was just talking about.
slapping
I was just talking about
going
the time on your hands it takes to create a masterpiece. You know.
Porn changes
Or a masturbation
completely
piece.
depending on the music you put behind it.
Porn does change.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, I'm gonna take a scene from a porno and play like 6 different songs
Well,
behind
right,
the
right.
same
Well,
scene.
it's.
And it'll be like heartbreaking.
Right, you play like
or,
Christian
I saw a porn like that recently. It was all in slow motion. There was the 1812 overture. I swear to God, there was all sorts of shit going on. And it kind of worked. It kind of worked. I swear to God. I'll have to reveal my porn hand to you, but I'll send you the link.
It just depends on what type of porn you're watching. I mean, a
But
child
here's the
dying
thing,
is
though.
terrible.
But here's the thing: if you're gonna use an oboe in porn, you can get more out of it than just music. You know what I mean?
There's all sorts of attachments.
Yeah. I got
The oboe. The oboe.
with the
I have the Obonator 300.
Yeah, I got this oboe with the studded attachment.
Why are these pants so sticky?
That means they're working. So my mom texted me right before the show,
no.
and she texted me and she goes, "Hey, I know you're busy, but I got a question. Did The Rock really die?"
The Rock.
The Rock thing. I think.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Alright.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
No, I looked it up, and
Well,
apparently,
He's got to be president.
apparently
so.
it's such a fucking
Yeah.
thing right now that he actually just
They
posted to
assassinated
Facebook.
him already.
I can say I love The Rock.
Like,
Man. I love The Rock's cooking.
no.
Look, The Rock and Tom Hanks running for president, they've got my vote. Yeah, why not?
Listen,
Yeah.
Dude, have we learned our lesson yet?
care.
From
that's
the,
exactly
oh my
how we
God.
got in this
From the-
fucking
from the-
shit
from the-
state.
There's no reason left to care.
It's
No, that's the point. That was the best time to care.
It's the Simpsons movie come true. Like, hi, the American government has lost all their credibility, so they're borrowing some of mine. I'm Tom Hanks.
But I like The Rock.
I like The Rock too.
But you
He's one of the
don't like
only
him
celebrities they follow on
politically.
Instagram.
I like you, Dwayne
That's
Johnson.
an endorsement from
He's
you,
all
dude.
good in my book.
Dude, he would kind of symbolize more the and even though I think he's a smart guy, I think he would symbolize the idiocracy movement more than even
I
Donald Trump
don't
does.
No, I don't think.
Because he's more like Dwayne.
I don't-
I don't think so. Just because the way he looks.
I don't
I
think
don't
he's
think
actually
so.
that stupid. Though,
No, I don't
you
think he's
know?
that stupid. I think he's pretty well balanced. He's well tempered.
Yeah.
But if he came out like a red, white, and blue
Well,
leotard,
no, the
and
way
he was
I-
like, "Let's do this!"
That's
America!"
so
Wait,
That's
is he
a
not the
long-
closest
that's a
thing
long
to
way
the
off. That's an
idiocracy guy?
evolution,
What's
man.
the
He's the president.
The Mountain Dew
Mountain
middle
Dew,
name?
Alejandro.
Yeah, Mountain Dew,
Camacho, President Camacho.
Tiny Lister, right?
His State of the Unions would be like old wrestling promos.
Yeah,
God.
he be body
Hey,
slamming.
wait, he has way more depth
he
than
was the
that, man.
best.
Actually.
I don't know what his
Yeah.
political leanings are, though. I don't know.
No,
where
neither
he's
do I.
at,
That's what I'm
so-
saying. Look, we got to stop with this fucking cult of personality thing, putting people in fucking office.
Yeah,
Donald
exactly.
Trump was on wrestling. You see that? He slammed,
I think Trump is
Vince
Camacho,
McMahon.
and,
Yeah, his videos.
and The Rock could be not sure. You know?
I'm
not great, not
I'm
perfect.
not down wrestling tequila. I'm for my third.
You know?
Go ahead, what are you gonna say?
With the rise of television, presidential elections became a popularity show. People
No
started
shit.
listening.
Well,
The
That's why
government's the
Kennedy,
greatest reality
that's
show
why Kennedy
ever.
got elected, dude. It's because
Well,
he
that
was
his father
cheated.
stole the
Because he
election,
was-
but
because he was a young, like decent-looking
Yeah.
guy, and like, of course he's gonna win.
Who?
Like,
Which guy?
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Oh,
So
yeah,
could
yeah,
you,
right,
like,
yeah.
like it's all
Well, the
just
guy who
a
pat- the-
shit show.
The guy who
It's
patented the
not-
CRT actually originally called the iconoscope, which I think is the most talented thing ever. Now, as far as I'm concerned, TV just ruined us.
Can I say big ups to the chat room? The something cast is in there. My mom is in there.
Hey,
Tom
Tom
Pogue is in there. Geggy Ty is in there.
Alrighty.
Hector Mountain Dew. It was Hector Alejandro Mountain Dew Camacho. That was his full name.
Can we scroll up? There was someone at the top.
There's
too.
something
There
else
someone
going on here.
That was something podcast. Yeah. Just
Let's
saying
see
that.
here.
Yeah.
Yo, hey, fuzzy warm greetings.
Yeah.
Mama, okay, now that the chat room is
Oh,
self-efficient for a moment.
We need more Kevlar.
He was a wrestler and a porn star. Was The Rock a porn star?
No, he's talking about Tiny Lister and Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
You guys know a lot of stuff, man.
There's a lot of us here. The knowledge is spread out like
I've never been accused of that before.
That's good.
That's a clicker right there. That's a good one.
Slightly.
Yeah. Hashtag. You guys know a lot. Hashtag. We know a lot of stuff.
I know a lot of stuff.
Look, Sandy, I don't
He
want
said
to.
so. You all heard it.
That's the slogan. We should
The
use
internet
it.
heard it.
I don't want to go ahead and toot our collective horn here, but we spend a
But-
lot of time on the internet.
But if you're gonna do it for us, we might as well join in like
I
a
do
bunch
know
of
a lot
attitude
of
flu
stuff,
phones.
sir. You're right.
God damn!
Well, son of a bitch.
I'm crikey.
Now we have to live that down. We were watching the what was it? The Creature Shop. Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's like a reality show where people like make puppets and stuff, and they compete to get a job with the Jim Henson Company, right? And everybody who's always on these reality shows, they're always the most airheaded but arrogant motherfuckers in the world. You know what I mean? Like if you watch any of the Chef Ramsay stuff, all the contestants, we watch that stuff just to hate it on purpose, like just so it can pour out somewhere because the
They
contestants
all
are
have
just
to talk about
nauseating.
their dead parents, and it's like,
Yeah,
stop
and I'm a
trying
single
to
mom,
get
and
a story.
Oh, who did that? Oh, wasn't it when Key and
They're
Peele
like, the
did
reason
that?
I
Did you see
cook
that
is
sketch?
because of my mom. And she
Or
died
sketch,
from
sorry.
the worst cancer known to man
Yeah.
just yesterday.
Yeah, right.
That's it, Sandy.
And
Big
we're like,
last.
whoa, what? But my point
My
was
mom
this.
got Ebola.
But my point was this: we were watching it the other day, and there was some young, arrogant douche nozzle on there, and and one of the judges says to him, like, he fucked something up, and one of the judges is like, look, your problem is you're an overachiever, and for the rest of the duration of the entire show, every time they interviewed that guy, he was like, they're right. I'm an overachiever. I'm constantly overachieving. God damn this overachievement.
This
Like,
really sucks being great.
Yeah, fuck all this greatness.
All this hard work I'm
bonafide.
doing. What's it all for?
Yeah, what am I thinking?
Sounds
Doing
like
better.
all this winning.
Yeah.
You're gonna be tired of winning. So much winning.
What a
Lose once in a while.
weak-willed, spineless person.
But it's always the same fucking thing, man.
My drive goes over very bigly.
I'll be like, yeah.
What other shows? There's a lot. There's a blacksmith thing. Whatever Forged in Steel.
Oh, Forged
Seen that
in
one?
Fire. Yeah,
Wow,
Forged in Fire.
that
I like that
sounds
show.
dope.
Dude, it's really good.
It's not for
Yeah,
what?
you know.
Smithing is the
Dude,
thing.
they get guys, they give them a
They make
pile of
shit.
materials,
I
and they're
know.
just
They make
like, all right, this is your...
Build me a
this is-
Maserati in 3 days.
Yeah,
Bacon,
whatever.
cream cheese, and
It'll
iron.
be the wackest, most dopest Maserati
You know, they'll give
ever.
you- but no, they pick a weapon, they
Oh,
pick a
yeah,
sword,
dude.
you know, and they give them like, all right, you got to make a sword out of a fucking Hyundai. Like, get in there and find the steel.
Done.
You know what I mean? And so they have to rip the
Right.
shit apart,
Yeah, they
take
have
the
to be
steel,
Matsumoto
and go
approved.
forge it. You know, like, and then they make a
check it,
fucking
go.
sword out of it. It's
This is
badass.
crazy.
Able to slice a
Yes.
fastball in half
I'm
from Nolan
like
Ryan.
not really a reality TV person. The only reality
I hate reality
the
TV.
only
Oh, me too,
reality
yeah.
TV show that deserves to always be a staple of American culture is
Mr. Ed?
that
This one.
Mr. Ed?
BattleBots.
No,
BattleBots.
BattleBots.
Like, if they were like 15 grand each, I wish I could fucking build one and be
Yeah.
on that show.
All right,
dude.
I'll give you
BattleBots.
BattleBots.
is
BattleBots is
shit.
not really a reality show.
Cool.
BattleBots
It's not
is
a
the ultimate
reality-
reality
No,
show.
it's a game show. That's the difference.
Oh yeah, right.
It's a
exactly.
game show.
dude.
Like, that's my point. Same
There's
thing
a
with
definitive winner in BattleBots. It's
Yeah,
not opinion.
and there's
Yeah,
a winner.
yeah.
There's a winner in the Forged in Fire one too. Like they pick the best blacksmith, and he makes the fucking finest weapon. It's
They get all the
fucking-
gods
It's
from
a
American
game
gods.
show.
It's the master sword. In
It's
the
a
end,
game
they
show
put it
with
in a stone and
furnaces
no one
and
can
heaters
get it
and
out.
fire.
Everyone has to
swords.
stab. Whoever can stab the stone wins.
No, but it's
The
sweet
sword
though.
will
They
break,
take
something
like they have to
like
do
that.
like
They chop
cutting
shit in
tests
half
with
and
the
all.
sword and
Yeah,
shit.
it's
And they set
dope.
up all.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's fucking awesome.
And it's weird because they're different looking dudes. You know what? Some guy looks like a hillbilly, mountain
Yeah.
man. The other guy looks like a computer guy or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like RoboCop walks in and like
I have
it's
analyzed
like,
every
and a country
aspect.
singer.
That's the ultimate.
How is this happening?
Well, that's the ultimate redeeming value of reality TV is you can't judge a book by its cover. We're a country
Right.
filled of fucking miscreants and fucking people just lost in their own clothing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my take on it anyway.
There's so many of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. There's so many of us.
Like
Too many.
termites
And like termites.
or roaches.
Yeah, infested. It's infested like
Homestead Rescue. I saw a show, Homestead Rescue.
What are they? So they renovate, like-
they trick out lean-tos.
Basically, people that are off the
We got the
grid,
fire pit.
right? Like they're off the grid, they live up in the mountains somewhere in the woods, and they don't know what they're doing.
Oh,
So this guy from
Literally
Alaska
rescuing
and his
people.
family who like,
It's
you
like
know,
I was a lawyer last week. I decided this was for me.
I went off the grid.
I
My
went off
cousin
the grid.
Bernie, he's really up on shit. He told me, man, I need to get out.
Do you have
shit
an
was gonna
iPhone?
hit the fan.
Do you have an iPhone? I really need to check my email.
Bernie's good because he's got his lead. He'll take what he wants, but
I was imagining like you go to like an Amish person's house and blow their mind with light bulbs and shit. Like I thought it was
Like
like,
Uncle-
introducing technology.
like
to
Uncle
people.
Fester gone bad.
well, Amish people can do this, but yeah.
Well, they got Rumspringer. Amish people are prepared for life, man.
Fight
Dude, I want to do that shit
Rumspringer
once
is
in
some
my life, man.
fucking some wild shit, man.
I'd love to go raise a fucking barn with some Amish people, just like get down. Just
Oh, I was
like,
talking about just
yeah,
going
let's
wild
do
for
it,
2 or
let's
3 weeks.
fucking-
Decide whether you really wanted to serve the Lord or serve the state.
No, just no, like hands on. Let's build a fucking
They work
building.
hard, man.
Like I'm a
That what we do,
carpenter.
man.
I'm a
Work
carpenter. I love, you know what I mean? mean? Like, I would love to go out to Amish country and just like, dude, I'll fucking put on the shirt, the slacks, whatever. Just like, give me the food. Give me the food and teach me. Give me the food and teach me how to do it without cranes and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to go and see that. I'd love to go.
You had the beard, but no.
Yeah,
you got the coloring as well.
I cut it all off.
The Nordic highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it.
You know, oh, dude, I'll let this shit grow out a little.
Yeah, well, you got a beard scape a little bit.
Brother.
A little,
come to raise a barn.
What was that Randy Quaid bowling movie?
Oh, Kingpin. Yes. That is one of my favorite movies of all fucking time, dude. Fucking Randy Quaid, the hapless young.
Did you forget one of the rules?
Young bowler.
Oh, we've gone black.
Uh-oh.
It's
all right. Well, we're still here. We haven't gone black.
We haven't gone black. Well, good, because I might not want to come back.
I mean, I get
That's for
pretty.
you. Okay,
I
Sarah,
get
I knew
pretty
you were the only
tan,
one
but I
listening.
don't know if I can pull that off.
What did you say? I got pretty
I
tan?
get pretty tan, but I
I
don't know if I can pull
pretty
that
tan.
off.
You know, for the pity pie.
Pity tan.
The children. You know, for the children.
I'm gonna sign your
Pity
pity
pie.
on a run of kind.
That was the best, man.
I love that movie. That's
Oh,
a good
man. Dave Chappelle, man.
Wait, which movie?
Pootie Tang. Yeah, that was Chris Rock.
Yeah.
No, but that
His movies suck.
Dude, that
was a character from Dave Chappelle.
That movie was originally directed by Louis C.K.
And Louis C.K. You can't
Yes.
fucking overestimate that
Pootie
guy's
Tang
talents,
was a
man.
Louis
I don't care what
C.K.
he's
film,
doing.
but it was too
'Cause, you know, he
raunchy,
takes
so
chances.
they changed it and they gave it to another director and cleaned it up.
Oh, I love how
Same thing they did with Half Baked. They did the same
right.
thing to Half Baked. Dave Chappelle said Half Baked is nothing. Half Baked
Was
is
nothing it was
45%
supposed to be,
of the
right.
movie you were supposed
Yep.
to see.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what happens. That's what happens with
ripped
something.
apart.
Yeah.
Like,
Go
it
ahead,
was-
Tony. What were you gonna say?
Louis C.K. What I love about him is you can tell he's out on the wire because he cracks himself up in the middle, like genuinely. You know he's improvising like a motherfucker
It's same
out
as
there.
Chappelle. Like,
You're
you
right,
ever see
exactly.
Chappelle
It's
get
like
choked
some
up
goes
even
by, like,
before he says the joke? He's just like,
Yeah. And what's great when Louis says something that he probably shouldn't have said, but he revels in. He's just like, oh yeah, that's gonna give me some press points.
he's just like, come on,
Although,
laugh.
I gotta say, him out in a three-piece suit in his last tour was a little unsettling.
Dude,
I'm glad I didn't pay money to go over and see him in Convention Hall.
I feel like he sort in a way he sort of took the torch from George Carlin a little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
A little bit.
In the way
I think
that
a lot of people have done that.
Well, the thing
you
about
know?
George Carlin was, if you look at the subject matter of George Carlin, right, it was always about the nuances of everyday living and how we're kind of a bunch of sheep with it, and he would sort of put a magnifying glass over it and make it funny. And I think Louis C.K., even though his delivery is different,
Right, sure.
the subject matter is
Yeah,
very
of
similar. I
course.
know a lot of comics do it, but not like those two guys do.
But that's because that's the
Honestly-
universal. Look, anytime you do anything creative, you gotta hit the universal. You gotta make grandma's mashed potatoes with your own spin in it. You gotta hit right here, and that's about displaying universal truth.
Well, I think
That's
You
what
said spin, right?
Spit.
he did.
Mashed
say
potatoes.
he did.
How'd your grandma make mashed potatoes, Sandy? I know you think I'd be about the same age. My grandma spit that shit.
Look, I don't like mashed potatoes unless I'm fishing dentures out of them. You know what I'm saying?
Her grandma's fucking underarm hair.
If I knew it would be
She
this
said,
kind of
Anthony,
fun,
come here. This is what I use for flavor.
Anthony.
Okay? It was one early Sunday morning.
Anthony.
It was around Easter, right when I opened the refrigerator, and there was a lamb's head on a plate in the refrigerator. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh,
Hey,
that was
Anthony.
a true story.
Little Anthony, come here. I want you to pull one of these out.
Hey, yeah. Why, Grandma? It's the flavor.
I went to my friend's house one year for Greek Easter, and I was very young.
Greek Easter. That's a whole
And
other circus.
I
dude.
walked in the backyard, and you just sit there, and there's a fucking lamb on a spit with eyeballs falling off,
Melting out.
like melting out, and you just walk in, and you're like,
Look shocked.
ah.
That's a
And then they
living
put
thing
it on a
almost the size
plate,
of me.
and they just like eat, Here, they spill all
Then
that
Uncle
out,
George comes in and
eat.
says, now you're a man, Ryan. Now you're a man.
And then you eat it, and you're like, damn, that shit is good. Though. You know? You're like, oh, that's really
She said it was like
fucking
Lord of the Flies, and like I imagined like all the runaway kids from the neighborhood
Oh, no,
collected
yeah.
at one house, and then they had to like find the leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically.
And then they just sort of integrated into the
Oh,
neighborhood.
no,
The
more
problem
kids,
is
yes.
finding that conch shell in the
Kids-
cul-de-sac, though.
Kids started.
That sounds like the name of a book.
Yeah, a conch shell and a
Conch shell in the cul-de-sac. That's my name on the next record. Conch shell in the cul-de-sac.
There's no cul-de-sacs in one of them.
Say that one time fast.
Yeah. It's all cock to me anyway.
Well,
But that, yeah, I remember that. That was I remember that, like the first seeing the eyeball and everything, and then
Dude, this was on a plate, like just like.
and then, yeah, you're sitting there eating, and
I
you're
was
just
like
like,
5 years old.
It's delicious. I saw its eyeball falling out, but it's delicious. It's really good.
I hate myself.
No, I didn't hate myself. It was
At my work
delicious.
last year at my work, they it was the day after Easter, and they always cook the family dinner. I eat the family dinner. They're always 3:00 every day.
Right.
And it was the day after Easter, and they made rabbit, and I'm like, oh cool, and I didn't put it all together right away. I was like, wait a minute, am I eating the Easter thing? Is I get over like, are we?
Am I eating flopsy?
Is this like a ritual you guys do every year?
Look,
After
man,
Was it fricassee?
a rabbit on Easter is better than the Eucharist on any.
Well, I'll tell you, my
It's
son
like
Anthony
one of my
wouldn't eat.
favorite
You had
things.
used Hassenpfeffer.
My son Anthony wouldn't eat chocolate Thomas the Tank Engine chocolates, okay? Because he didn't have his first burger until he was 9.
Thomas
The Tank Engine.
Oh, I thought he said attack
No,
engine.
no, Thomas the
That's
Tank.
a different
That's
version.
Odin's
You know how
favorite
kids, so
thing in the
that's
world.
understandable.
Nobody wants that.
But he wouldn't eat this chocolate train because he was eating Thomas.
Oh my god.
He didn't eat a burger until he was 9.
Here's the title. Thomas the Attack Engine. He's gone off the rails.
Oh, stop.
Nobody's gonna find that as funny as I do. Fuck.
I feel like David Chappelle with the script for Half Baked. You just fucking got to tell he tagged that shit.
I'm gonna cut to the chat for a second because there's a lot of activity. Let's see. Well versed in nonsense. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, wow, we are.
Mom.
Wait a minute.
Where's the
We
team?
are
Did his
well-versed
team
in
make it
this.
back from his fucking cruise?
It's not
Or did he
useless
jump
stuff,
overboard?
Useless information. I must say, everyone looks great. Well, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's
all-
what we look
I
for.
mean, we knew already.
We got fluff.
Oh, it's Greg talking? Jesus Christ.
You don't wanna
Whatever,
get-
who cares?
You don't want to get Munson's way out here.
Yeah.
Ryan the Drunken Carpenter.
Come to raise
Come
their
raise
barn.
the barn.
All right.
Hootie was written by Louis, but was done
Oh, wait, I have
on
to
the
go.
Chris
Oh, so I was
Rock
wrong.
show.
I thought it was Dave Chappelle, but I guess I'm wrong.
Sadate.
Where's the team? I don't see. Did he team check in last week? He was on
Yeah,
that
yeah, he
cruise.
checked in, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I want to make sure some old lady doesn't bury in his backyard or
he's
chained in her
a
basement.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We don't know how freaky he gets.
Well, I know how freaky he gets. Let me tell you. First time I ever met him, we got into an argument about porn stars. I brought up Ginger Lynn, and he just railed me for like a half hour about because I was an old man because I brought up Ginger Lynn. Anyway,
That's not what I was making it sound. I was making it like when you're gonna talk about porn and you're gonna say you're discussing with another male, you talk about Ginger Lynn,
Oh,
and then you say, and you're like, and then he railed me for a half.
that was some kind of Arrested Development.
There's some Tobias shit.
That's seriously a Tobias line right there.
You spent a lot of time in
The
prison.
analysis.
Were you ever in prison?
I was in prison for 1 weekend once because I didn't pay child support as my kid was turning 18.
you were like,
but it was
fuck
great
it.
because I walked in and I used to do spoken word. I was pretty well known, and there were a couple kids playing space. Like, oh, it's the poet. I was home.
Tony's just
I sailed in
sitting
the whole
there
weekend.
whittling a flutophone and like.
Right. I'm trying to get the aliens to come like it's Prometheus, and I'm trying to fucking battle my ancient ancestors and bring some black Buddha. That was, and actually the guy that I ended up bunking with for the weekend was one of my friends on the street, his uncle. But I will say this: I thought I might have had a federal warrant out for me for something I did out on Sandy Hook once, and so even I realized a way to get out.
Did you see that gloss?
Hey,
You were supposed to tell me.
That is smooth, Tony.
Well, let me tell you, avoiding it was way sexier than what I actually did. It was nothing that
How are
big.
you gonna just skip a rock over that?
Skipping a rock is much more beautiful than a rock just going blanc. Okay, anyway, but I realized, and not that I'm an atheist, I believe in a grand creator because there's just too much stuff in place. Not that it's George, Bernard Shaw and fucking straight Tom Rex Harrison, Julie Andrews.
Okay.
My fair lady. But the point is that even the most hardcore atheist believes in God when it comes time for you to be checking out of jail and they're running your fucking national database to see if you got any other warrants. Hey, I got some.
And Tony was like, I visited some states.
Well, the mugshot was great for. I had this personality at the time, Tex Hatfield.
Do you still have the mugshot?
Oh yeah. I was playing in this guy's band, and he wanted to come up with songs. So I was Tex Hatfield on the run because I'd done some fucking Georgia fucking sheriff's daughter wrong, and so that played into pretty good. The first gig I missed.
You stop skipping the important details, dude.
You're a credit to atheists everywhere.
You've already gone to jail for all this.
I understand theater of the mind. I'm Orson Welles' love child. Okay, so I know
understood.
I'm not afraid to delve into details.
Yeah.
Some details are better left obscured. It's like I said before, like why I ripped my shirt off that night and started started quoting Ben Franklin. All I know is I did it, and you were like, "You got a nice chest," and that's all I need to know about tonight. I really don't want to know exactly what I did. Oh, you absolutely did. I know you did. That's what I came to.
I didn't touch him.
That's what I came to. I
You
looked
were
down.
like twirling chest hairs around your finger.
I'm making
and like
TP's
smudging with
Here's why, because
and you kept saying something about your name.
He's smart.
Here's how I know, because I came to and I looked down all of a sudden with a belly sticking. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here naked next to Rick?
Why are you making TVs with my chest hair? Now Tim's railing me.
Sydney's over there just going like this.
Dude, I shit you not, man. He's standing right here. He's wasted as fuck. And
I never get drunk, man.
He goes, rah! And like he rips it.
I was quoting Ben Franklin now.
Like completely.
Like The Rock.
And then he's like, and Ben Franklin once said, and like, I mean, he quoted Ben Franklin for like 30 minutes.
I love Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin was a partying, banging fucking. That guy, he might not have had a good fucking hair pattern fucking action going on, but that motherfucker knew how to fucking lay shit down. From France to here, he was laying whores like a motherfucking yellow brick road. He was the man behind the purple curtain. He was releasing flying monkeys. I swear to God, a house fell on fucking Thomas Jefferson once, and Ben Franklin lifted it up and said, "You okay, Glinda?"
Fuck hair patterns. If Devin Townsend could be in a metal band, then Benjamin Franklin could be a pimp.
Benjamin Franklin was a pimp, man. Let me tell you right now.
A pimp.
Yeah,
That
goddamn right
motherfucker
he
knew
was.
he knew the esoteric.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So my point is, I don't want to know what I was saying because it was, but
Yeah, I get it. Theater of the mind.
Man, this is too fun.
I got the
You guys don't need any guests. You just need. In fact, you don't need anybody but Tony.
all right.
We still like to have them. It's always more interesting when somebody's getting weirded out.
Done the sheriff's daughter wrong in Georgia.
Well, that was just the backstory.
That's a lyric, by the way.
I was thinking about that today because me and Cindy have to drive back down to Florida for my mother's memorial. And I'm like, Cindy, you got warrants out for you in Florida. She's like 19, you know? I mean, it was great, though, because
Cindy has warrants out for
yeah, well, she was doing 97 on 95, and a couple of them said, "Why are you doing 95?" She goes, "Well, sit I-95. I thought I could do 95." And it was, the cops going, I'm like, Cindy, just cry a little bit and push your breast up, and it was just, and driving this non-sexual woman who came up, and she was just like ready to throw her in jail. And she's like, she's like, "Why are you speeding?" Cindy's like, my grandma's dying, which was true, and we're trying to get down there before she dies. And she says, "Well, you know, give me a reason why I can't arrest you." I'm like, "Oh, Cindy, put the breast away, please, quick."
They're not working. They're not
No,
working. Abort!
Pineapple.
School going on now.
Anyway, so we decided to fly down. Anyway, that was
Hey, Caleb Crawdad, that's Chance in the chat. What's up, man?
Hey,
What's going on? Dude, we're active tonight, man. Anything you guys
We're
want to
electric.
throw out there, man? I got my eyes on you. I got my eyes on you people.
I'm with you. I got you.
I know you do, bro.
So I finally saw Trainspotting 2. Anybody see
How
it?
terrible was it?
Oh, I loved it.
Really? Was it
I
let
didn't
down?
get all the way through yet. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I don't want to
It
give
was
anything
like
away,
I
but
watched like 3 movies before it, and I didn't
I'm
make it
intrigued
through.
on how they're doing it.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
No, the beginning is promising.
Well,
Like,
I would hope so.
I'm like, oh, okay.
But
all
can
right.
you tie it up?
All right,
Right.
but then I fell asleep. You know?
Yeah, no. So that doesn't bode well, man.
Here's the
So,
difference.
I could give you a review on the first 20 minutes or so. It's promising.
It's promising, but you fell asleep, but dude, that's when the bottom falls out.
Here's the difference.
That's where she,
There's a major difference
that's where she
between
breaks
two
up your neck and
Chemicals-
sits in your face, man.
Chemicals may
The
have
first
been involved
movie-
in that, though. You know what I mean?
The first movie has next to no plot. Okay?
But it doesn't need a plot because it's a slice of life.
It's
Yeah,
a series
it's a
of
George-
vignettes.
it's a
No, it
George
actually
Carlin
does
skit.
have a plot.
It's a Trainspotting.
No, no,
It's a series of vignettes.
no. It's about
Okay.
the downfall of what's his name? Pretty boy. What was the young guy? Fucking
Tommy.
Yeah, about his downfall.
Yeah,
He
Well,
was
no,
dies
it was that.
halfway
But the
through.
He was so
premise
distant
is
to that movie.
No, but it's the premise was actually about a bunch of guys trying to cheat the Social Security.
Yeah, but it didn't start that way. It took a
Like,
long
it was about
time.
a bunch of guys
But, like
trying
it
to
didn't.
cheat
It didn't
it
have a
for
clear
dope.
plot, okay? But it was a lot of really
It was
interesting.
about
Yeah.
dopers
Hold
trying
on.
to get
I know what it's
Yeah.
about.
But when was the last time you saw the
It's
downfall
a
of a doper have a clear plot, dude? That's real life, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's a total
No, I
clear
totally
plot.
agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. The second movie is different in
It has
that
to be, of course. And that's the problem.
it's going somewhere.
It's more linear.
It's more linear. But it's
I
not
like how slices
disappointing.
of time.
It's not
I mean, you're
disappointing.
talking about they're not all on drugs anymore, so it's
No, I know.
cohesive, you know.
And so what are they shopping at Wegmans and Rick's yelling up? Did you make a cameo? Is that why you're plugging this movie?
What?
Did you make a cameo as the guy yelling at them in Wegmans? Is that why you're plugging this movie?
Awesome.
With like a fake Scottish
He hates
accent.
Wegmans.
Yeah,
He hates
like
kids.
I
He hates
can't do a
Wegmans.
Scottish accent. He can do a Scottish accent.
Oh, you can do great Scottish accent.
Yeah,
You
you
wanna
know,
hear it?
Come on.
Do it.
Bring out.
Come here.
Bring out the haggis.
August. So, what? We went to Haggis. We went to play the football, you know. He's fucking cut over here. He starts talking smart, right? Right?
You can start yelling.
I smash him in his fucking face, right? Well, he keeps fucking smiling at me, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Smiling at me.
There can be only
I
one.
don't fucking understand why you keep fucking smiling at me, man. Stop it. You want to go outside then, eh?
Come on, give us a little Gregory's girl.
What is right?
You know what I love about it? You know what I love about that too?
Awesome.
Is that Scottish guys?
You must be Scottish, right? With a name like yours?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
When Scottish guys
Scotch
have
to me.
the accents,
What's
when
it
they
kill?
like
What's
yell,
Scottish?
when they go, huh? Even that has an accent.
Yeah.
It's like,
We're going to Caracas, Andy. Oi!
I think I avoided my fan then because it wasn't fine.
Yeah, I agree with you, Caleb.
Caleb will do a Scottish accent too. Him
I
and me are
disagree.
both
I
accent.
disagree with you, dude. I think it did need I think it did need a fucking. Here's why, man. Because the end of the movie is the most important point, and wherever the fucking
no
rating
spoilers.
goes is important.
No, but sometimes it's about the mystery of the romance. I'm a hopeful romantic, so I believe in the mystery of romance.
Should I go back and watch the first one again?
Yeah, you should probably.
Yeah,
Before watching the second one?
Irvin Welsh wrote a prequel too. There is.
I've been more interested to see the prequel than I would be seeing the.
The book is really good.
Yeah. Although I did hear that that Terminator was a prequel to The Matrix today.
Whoa.
Really?
The same chick wrote both screenplays. And she got fucking robbed by the
That's
Wachowski
fucking, yeah.
brothers.
Well,
So
I mean,
that blew my mind because
we all thought it.
Yeah,
when we
but
said
no,
it,
that was
you
like
know?
the time I told Cindy that glass was made out of sand because we pulled Cindy out of school in 4th grade. We unschooled her, and so she didn't learn that glass was made out of sand until she was about 15 years old, 16 years old, and I could see her fucking brains on the fucking on the car window.
The Terminator was a sequel.
Skynet, sure. Look at
Skynet.
how can you not miss
Computers
this?
take over the planet.
That's obvious. That's like finding that
One
yellow,
microcosm
that green
of
is made of yellow and
resistance.
blue.
One
Oh my God.
One microcosm of existence creates a safe place to hide. Scion, you know, fucking, and they
Batteries
continue
and
to try and battle the surface.
There's
of the,
no sky that works in either
the
world.
surface of the planet is fucking
Dark.
taken over. They focus on.
Oh my God.
Ohm's martial law. That's for Sarah.
Oh my God! This is incredible.
That's
she's
the
looking at me
brother's
like-
grinding halt.
Want to hear something even more incredible?
Oh, let's hear it because Dan's got
this
this.
is so
Dan's got more conspiracy theories than me and Eric South put together, which I
This is
love.
going
Is that
to be
what you
so
said?
deflating for you.
That
This is going
Terminator
to
Oh, no,
It's
okay.
like the worst
To the
thing
Matrix.
ever.
Don't take the wind out of my sails.
I've never seen any of the Terminators.
Oh, no, Terminator 3, dude. Oh,
my God.
Let me tell you. Just for Sarah Connor kicking ass like
I told you.
Here's
So
the
deflating.
problem with Hollywood is that
spy.
here's the problem is with Hollywood. They
knew
make
it.
the women weak, and Sarah Connor should be the archetype for every female superhero coming out there.
Fucking
I don't know
You look
about
at
you,
this-
Rick, but I'm depressed.
Yeah, I am.
I saw like
am
20
depressed.
minutes of a couple, and that was
No,
about
dude,
it.
Terminator.
Sarah Connor Chronicles is
Oh,
like
so you haven't seen
Terminator 2.
I know.
I'm sorry, Terminator 2. I said 3.
Like, I've been around in my life long enough that I know what it's about.
Terminator 2
They
is
go
what I'm
back in
talking about,
time
not
and
three.
this. I get all.
No,
this
they don't
stuff.
go back in time.
I just want to think they did.
Oh, the
Nobody
Terminators
likes
do, but-
Terminator
Right.
3, but Terminator 3
Terminator 3
Odd
is
number
my
sequel.
favorite.
Odd number sequel.
It's my favorite
Terminator
one.
3 has the absolute best Terminator ending. It
Absolutely.
wraps
Okay.
that story up.
And
It
look-
puts him in the position of power completely against his will, the way everyone knew it would happen, but
Yep.
nobody knew how.
Okay.
Like, it's such a perfectly scripted ending that it makes the movie
That was the
be
one-
not as
that was
good
the
as
one with
it
Nick
must be.
Stahl,
And
right?
any creative
Right.
person who
Yeah,
loves
yeah.
recreational activities can tell you wrapping it up is where it's all at. If you can wrap it up on a good note, you solve the fucking problem. It doesn't
And
matter.
a bad note.
Well,
Either
no,
note.
right. I'm
no,
melancholy.
it opens the
I'm
door.
melancholy. Like if you can even think about,
Bittersweet.
if you can leave right, bittersweet. Thank you, brother.
So Terminator 3, right? Like lineage wise, we're beyond the point of spoiler alert, right?
Oh, I think so. Unless Rick Barry was here,
I mean,
Rick Barry would be like,
yeah, the
I haven't
ending.
watched the season 1 of the rest of the
The
development.
ending.
Don't give me like,
The ending.
Before you finish that,
No,
hold on,
because-
before you
because-
finish that,
because
the reason why
every-
it's okay
because
is
every-
because the series has already been rebooted.
well,
Yeah.
but let's put it in context of our friends.
But
Like,
yeah.
Dan hasn't seen
No,
anything
no,
yet.
you've literally had 10 years to see this.
But Dan
fucking
hasn't
movie.
seen it yet.
That's it. There's no spoiler alert anymore. All right, you just happen into a conversation. Now just go watch.
Like
the
Dan
fucking
doesn't care about
movie.
spoilers. He
You
creates his own
missed it.
conspiracy.
You missed it.
Right?
It's
That's why I
over.
love you, man.
Yeah, all right, but yeah, dude, the ending of that one, like,
I'll find
it's
something
awesome
else.
because every single movie,
What?
like, as awful as it was, gave you hope at the end,
What?
and right at the end of that one, even when you
right,
still
I'll come
right
back
up
to
to the last minute had hope,
It
they
was
could
like-
push a button, they could do something. boom.
It was like Charlie Brown.
End of the world.
Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. Yeah, no football there.
All over.
Nothing
And
but that.
whether you like it or not, this is the new reality.
Can I say something?
It was awesome. I
You say, I
love
don't know
number
what
3.
it'll be heard, but you
We
say.
have not done it around the bar yet tonight.
Oh, we need to because it's almost time for the break. Right?
No, we still got a little time. Still got a little bit of time. So we're gonna do it around the bar. I'm your host, Rick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Ryan.
Dan.
Sandy.
Sarah?
Matt, non-fundamentalist jungle.
Non-fundamentalist Juggalo. Not Juggalo.
Everyone clap.
When
El Blanco Juggalo.
we want to say it with some class. He's a yuggalo.
No, he's a non-fundamental Juggalo. There's a difference
The
there.
J
That's
is
like-
silent.
He's a non
That's like the difference between a guy you might hang out with on Sunday afternoon enjoying a picnic and Jerry Falwell. You know what I'm saying? Because those Southern
exactly
Baptists, they know
what
how to
it's
party.
like.
They know the
So
value
I
of life.
always think.
Well, that's what first thing comes to me. I got a strong religious background. I got issues.
Ain't no party like a Falwell party.
Party.
Stop.
Don't fall. Don't fall well.
Got busted for like with a girl or something.
That was Jimmy Swaggart.
Jimmy Swaggart.
Dude, that was Jerry Lee's cousin. And I was
my
like,
God.
if you related to Jerry Lee, what the fuck, man? If you,
Oh,
if
shit.
you, if you
That's,
send,
that's right, Internet. We just went Baptist.
if you're sending money to Jerry Lee's cousin, you deserve to get fucking duped.
Oh.
But that apology, he on TV.
Oh, the crying? Oh.
I sinned against you, my and people, they believed it.
Nobody.
No, who didn't believe it? I believed it. I didn't believe the guy.
But nothing would show how hardcore you really believe than to go out on TV and go, I am sorry, but I have fucked up.
Well, Bill Clinton only done that, you know?
Barely. That took some coaxing.
No, I said if he'd only done that.
If he'd only done that. Right.
I'm
right.
sorry, but if these bitches kept their fucking
What do you
mouth
want me to
shut,
tell you?
everything be fine with
I
me.
honestly,
They suck your
But
dick.
they
It's
didn't. I
they-
swear to God, you
They
can't.
suck your dick. It's gonna get hard.
I just want a president to be like, what would you think I'd be doing?
I mean,
I'm the fucking president.
What good is it being the
Somebody's
president?
sucking my dick right now.
What good is it being the president if you can't stick it in any moist exposure anywhere? Whatever
I mean,
you want.
my sax playing
what's the
skills.
point?
My sax playing skills mostly got me 60-year-olds on the cruise ships.
I wish I was still working at the movie theater. Got more
Wait,
ass
the
out.
food of
Popping corn.
I did not have sexual relations with
With that woman.
But who saves the dress and never?
Excuse me,
Well,
Excuse me,
I have a
That
long.
dress belongs in the Smithsonian.
No, I have a long list of fucking personality types that I know personally that would say
I'm
the
not
dress.
positive, but
We
I
can
think
only-
it was on purpose that she saved.
Oh, of course she did. She
No,
took.
not in like
would've-
a
she-
not
She
in a
took the
particular
Linda.
way.
She took the Linda.
Yeah,
Moulton.
right.
Linda,
I have the
But-
president's
Not
chisel.
in a
Linda
cruiser
Tripp, she
way.
shot the
kept
Linda
it
Tripp-
as
she-
like an evidence.
No,
way.
she-
like proof that it's like she.
She
had
took
it.
the Linda Tripp, where I guarantee you, Bill
like a pic from Michelle,
Clinton
no.
probably couldn't get hard for it at one point. Okay, Linda Tripp was carrying around a chip. I'm sure at one point Bill's like, "Really, just don't want to wake up."
Linda
honey?"
Tripp was carrying a chip?
Yeah, exactly. Because
The trip chip?
that might be chip. She was chipping on her chip, but that's why
tripping all over her
She was tripping on her chip and fiddling with his tip.
She was the one who drilled it into Monica's mind. Keep that dress. We're gonna bring this whole thing down from the rug up like Houdini when he's 13 at his fucking bar mitzvah.
Poor
It's a
Bill.
mess. He tried to pull the fucking.
Oh, poor old Bill.
poor old Bill.
Wait, what happened when he went like this?
No, the magician.
She went,
13-year-old magician
yeah,
tried to
yeah,
pull the
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
pull
pull
the
the-
tablecloth. Everything crashes.
Yeah, I got
You
it.
know, it's much less sexy when I got to fill in the details. I tried to bring that before, but it's like take a pass on that.
Let him skip rocks across the pond. Right?
Right,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
he's skipping
Good,
rocks.
Because trust me,
Stop
people out there are
sinking
getting it.
everything.
Nobody gives him a
You get me more than anybody.
He's someone who's... What do you want to say? Mack Jose, non-fundamental struggalo.
I just found an article here that I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. They might not have put Trump in the Hall of Presidents.
Disney?
Disney, which is like
Why they couldn't fit Snow White to be picked up like a 6-pack or a bowling ball?
That's right.
Yeah,
Let's just use Montgomery Burns.
Steve Bannon in, right?
Yeah.
Super clingy.
That was good. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
That's why DB goes.
I couldn't help it.
I thought it was interesting at first that they might not put him. I thought that might be a good, a big statement for a company like that to make. Like, that's a tradition.
Yeah, well...
You gotta put him
You gotta put him there, like it or not.
He's a president, man. He is a president, dude.
Reason.
Look,
Yeah.
this is a testament to us as a people. and that's what our presidents are.
Yeah.
We get the leaders we deserve.
And
These people pander to us.
You can't put it all on him. You motherfucker.
No, of course not. He played the game like it was the first time at Monopoly. He brought snacks.
Let me see.
Put him in, but mess
I'm glad you got
his hair up.
Yeah.
You know, like have a
And well, no, but
tilt it to the side.
when people sit there,
Jimmy
and
Kimmel
you know
did that one
what
night.
kills me about it? It's a beautiful thing is because like people sit there and they're just like, yeah, but he didn't win this and he didn't win that. And it's like, motherfucker, those elections have been rigged that way
Leave
for
it to
like 30 fucking years.
Leave it
Like,
to Jack
you're like,
Kennedy.
oh my God, this is the first time this has ever happened.
Good Lord.
The person I voted
Someone
for
call the
didn't
press.
win, you know, like
To some people,
stop the presses. You
to
know,
some
like,
people, they think this is the first time. This has ever happened.
no, God,
And I'll tell you
damn
what
it,
else.
no.
I don't think he cheated. I think
No.
Hillary Clinton cheated.
No,
her
Hillary
balls off.
Clinton ran the ball.
I
Donald Trump did not win. Hillary Clinton
cheated.
lost.
Thank you.
No, she lost.
That's
Look,
true.
she failed to come through for the Hispanic voters. They called her.
No,
wrong.
that's not
That's
what
not
happened.
These are the stats. Look, dude, did I call
what
it?
happened.
Did I call it?
That's not what happened.
Did I call it 3 times on the way into this election that if the independent vote posts 3 to 5%, Trump is fucking gonna win? Here's what happened. She failed the DNC. She was more interested in. Let me speak for a moment.
Sure.
She was more interested in bringing Jay-Z and Beyonce in, and the Hispanic coalition called her many times and said, we're ready to motivate voters, but we have no money. And she said, fuck you, I'm partying like, I'm ordering 1 million and 2 balloons. I'm fucking Nina fucking whatever. Fucking
Were they
Nina
look-
Baby.
were they
Oh,
look-
100 left
When
balloons.
the emails came out showing how the DNC was talking about the Hispanic vote, it didn't fucking
Right,
happen.
my point is she lost the game. Trump didn't win the game. He got no more of the vote than anybody before him did. He pulled a couple counties that were surprises, but this is a complete failure on the DNC's part, I believe.
Listen,
If you take the Bernie factor,
Okay, thank you. We do not get to have this conversation. My problem with this whole fucking thing is this, man. Like, I was talking to somebody recently, and they were
why'd you
bitching
bring up
about
Trump?
Hillary Clinton and Trump, and I said, you know what?
dude, we went 6 months without talking about the election, so this is our time.
It doesn't matter, dude. No one's a fucking hero for voting for Hillary Clinton, okay? Listen, if you're a voter in this country, Republican, Democrat, independent, or other, if you watched what the DNC did to Bernie Sanders and you weren't outraged to the point where this election didn't even fucking happen, then you don't give a fuck about democracy
No, that's not-
or
okay, no,
what's
no.
fair. That's what happens.
In the moment,
And that's a problem. We don't get to complain about
I'll
right
say
now
something.
because we didn't complain about the
No,
first thing
well,
enough.
you know what I tell you before the first show after the election was that look, anyone who voted independent and is complaining about Donald Trump, I have no sympathy for, okay? And not because Hillary, I hate fucking Hillary. And I'm actually was happier to see Donald. I was going to run into Alexander Hamilton, but I turned out the DMV. I thought the point is I didn't get a chance to vote, okay? So take that, I'm going to put that in context right now. I like to put things up front, okay? But the point is that Donald Trump brought us back to why we fucking vote and why we matter when we're sitting around, because you cannot change you cannot change the pyramid from the top. I've said this 100 times on the show. The whole entire world structured like a pyramid. It's on the back of a dollar bill, okay? And you can't change the fucking things by changing the capstone. You change it one brick at a time.
Totally.
A community of you and me, and we take care of our own. And Bernie, after this, he started this thing where he said, send 100 fucking people to send 1,000 people to Washington, get some money for coalition, and your representatives will have to come out. And that's what's been going on. And I said after this election, look, this is going to be our great test, because if Donald Trump rolls over us, then we were fucked anyway. If the Supreme Court doesn't stand up for us, this whole fucking travel ban thing is a little strange. They dropped the ball on that because it was completely unclear. But the point is that
the whole thing's a scam.
Well, no, there's not a whole. No, the Supreme Court.
Everything is.
The Supreme Court for the last couple of elections has been my deciding factor, because somebody once said to me, "Look, I'm voting this way because I would have voted McCain over Obama. Obama was a handshaker who had no experience in Washington. He wasn't going to be able to get anything done. McCain knew how to play the game. He got caught early on, and he knew how to play the fucking
Well, he
game.
didn't know well enough. He brought fucking what's her face in, and
No,
that was the stupid idea.
no. He was forced to. He was forced to because he was so desperate. And
That's a bad move.
Okay, that's true.
That was their way to
The
consolidate.
smell of pussy breeds desperation.
Well, no,
Caligula
it's
said
not-
that, I
it's
believe.
Because they
Desperation on anybody.
McCain Palin was because they knew that McCain would get the old guard vote all day long, and the normal Republican vote.
Obama was too cool.
Sarah Palin, they were hoping would be their
Hot
cool.
vote.
Their hot vote. We were gonna get young people because of this young pretty girl from Alaska.
That's what they thought.
That's
and we gonna do this. We gonna get McCain Palin.
And that's exactly how you end up with Betty Crocker and some mashed potatoes and fucking Thanksgiving. Instead of mashed potatoes with grandma spitting them.
Exactly.
Okay? Because people dilute their fucking water supply, okay, as they go along. And my point is, the Supreme Court is the one thing that saved us through all these fucking elections, and they still are standing true. And I said, look, if we get through this and we're fucked, we were fucked anyway. So I've been voting for a long time. I've been paying election. I remember when Ronnie Reagan got fucking voted in. I was like, what the fuck? I was old enough to.
I can't imagine what that was like.
Oh, dude,
just to see that happen.
Dude,
and not only see it
you can't
happen,
imagine
but
what
to
the
have
80s
people
were like.
celebrating.
Dude, I hated the 80s. Oh my god, fucking parachute
I
pants and
imagine the 80s
Caprizios.
were goddamn awful.
No,
except for
imagine
cocaine.
like loving Led Zeppelin when it was the era of Iron Maiden.
Disco.
No, everything, man.
Disco.
But disco, I didn't quite mind. They invented their own PC thing. Okay? But the thing is that after this election, people came out of it taking their shit seriously. And the next election, that's not going to happen. We have short-term memories here. You know, we're like I've said many times, we're lulled into a diabetic coma by the low-hanging fruit that the media is serving up to us. We eat apples all day long, like we're baking fucking goddamn apple pie in the Garden of Eden.
Not only you're right, but let me add to that.
That was a good one.
That's-
Apple pie in the Garden of Eden. Think about that.
Now that's a lyric.
Dude, I got to write a short story already.
Can I also please
That's a good one.
address this goddamn stupid, not in a funny way, but in a bad way, this stupid covfefe shit that happened?
Do you know what it means?
Oh, whatever, dude.
I don't know.
It means a thing. In like old.
At least you just said that a big
I
dick.
really think Donald Trump knew that?
No, it's a biblical term.
No, I know that it
means
is.
like the like.
So is
it
bigly.
is kind of like.
Wasn't that a typo though?
That's what I thought.
I thought.
I don't know what his end game for doing it
right.
was. I'm still intrigued.
I think
by
it has
Trump,
a-
like,
Listen, man,
I think
liberals
he's
are,
tied to the red lights in East Wing.
liberals are hurting themselves by focusing on how stupid
Yeah.
that
No,
was.
and he
Because
knows
while
this.
everybody's
He's almost like
making
doing it
fun
on
of that,
purpose.
he's
He's
decoding.
perpetuating-
He's decoding what it takes to distract the American
He's
public
knowing
long
what's
enough
all-
to pull
Right.
some shit.
He's
and that's
basically-
what
That
happened.
shit's
All right.
NAPO.
That whole-
Like fifth grade
that
we
whole-
ordered away from
the whole
that fucking
liberal
shit.
echo
Box
chamber
tops.
thing.
You don't know about
Word.
shit.
He's making it larger. He's making it so that it's going to get so echoey in there, it's just going to explode
Exactly.
on its own.
I think people are underestimating how smart he
Oh, no,
I've
no,
always
no.
said that.
Well,
Well, here we go.
totally.
Going back about the Trump thing.
He's Joe McCarthy reincarnated, man.
Here-
Joe McCarthy caused the stock market, and FDR put him in charge of the fucking SEC because he destroyed the fucking shit. This guy is just out for the fucking grab. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The only thing that I'm intrigued by
Danny
Trump
Jesus.
still,
All about money.
and this goes like way back further.
To the Titanic
And-
sinking.
No, yeah, that's my favorite.
I read up on that dude shit. I'm with you, man.
I told you about
You
that.
converted
right?
me.
All right,
You
yeah,
converted me
that's
like a
good.
sinner on the
That's
way to
my
fucking
favorite conspiracy.
Georgia.
Yeah. So, but my whole thing with Trump is, even before he was screaming about Obama's birth certificate and all that stuff, I was in my rabbit hole. I went in so many rabbit holes, so
Yeah.
far down.
I've
But
been
I was-
down those holes
Yeah,
myself.
totally. Well,
You're
they're
aware.
not there anymore.
We know you've been down a lot of holes
I've been
by
down some
yourself.
holes.
Some kind of some kind of CISPA or SOPA thing did actually happen. There's places that I can't access on the internet anymore like I used to in the past.
Why not?
Well, I feel like a CISPA or SOPA act did happen behind closed doors.
Absolutely it did.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
called the Patriot Act.
Right, yeah,
And the
exactly.
Patriot
And I
Act-
can't,
Oh, no.
I can't go
Thanks,
down.
They're looking everywhere, man. It's
can't-
a brand new century.
Right, I can't find what I enjoyed reading about. But
Yeah, of course
a
not.
long time ago, I'm talking like 2010,
Yep.
2011.
Right.
Like
Oh,
way
so
before,
long ago.
Well, yeah, well, so like 7 years ago. But this was before he was screaming about the birth certificate and all that
That was
stuff.
7 years
But
ago?
I was reading a
2007,
whole
7
article
years
about how Donald Trump would be president and how he's going to the next, or one of the presidents
Yeah, yeah.
in the near future. And I was like, how?
It's like the last pope. It was like the prediction about the last
Right.
pope, man. It's
And
all
I read
like that.
this like very detailed thing about Donald Trump becoming president. It's like, no, this is not going to happen. But then I actually literally, when it unfolded, I was like, I'm just like watching. I read the script and now I'm watching the movie. This
That's
is
what
crazy.
he did. He figured out what he needed to do. And he
Well,
did it.
well, again,
Like-
it's about pandering to your audience,
Okay,
and he's already said, "I did this to win." All
One
right?
other thing.
He
One other
signed
thing
more
liberals...
executive orders in the one second.
But I don't even think Trump even knew he was going to be
No,
president.
of course not. Well, I think he was a Hillary supporter from way back. And I think he
Word.
was just in there in the beginning to just cause some trouble. But while this has gone on, he's enacted more fucking shit through the ink in his pen. All right,
Yeah, right.
than most other presidents have.
Sure.
And every time he's doing something that's really atrocious, we're getting caught up in some sexual or titillating scandal. Like, he's a combination of the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. In the past,
Yeah.
when the Republicans were in it was always about greed. When the Democrats were in it was always about penis and vagina. Now it's about penis, vagina, greed, which I'm all for. Okay, but I'm just saying.
Penis, vagina.
Put me in a cave and I'll go naked, worshiping women, killing fucking lions all day long, and I will grumble before the day I die. Whatever, I'm just saying. I'm ready to go primitive.
What about mastodons?
I will, man. I don't think a mastodon with his own fucking horn.
What did I say about mastodons a few shows ago? Everybody was laughing at me. I said something stupid about it.
I don't know, but it had to do with extinction.
Yeah, I had to do with extinction, and I was like, mastodon, whatever. Are you guys going to do a song? Because we're going to cut the break in a few
we'll do
minutes.
something.
You want to do a song?
Sure.
Is that what we're going to do right now?
Okay, I'm gonna warn you.
Careful.
If I get up in the middle of the song, it's not because I don't like the song.
No, you don't
It's
like
It's because he hates the
No,
song.
because
No,
I
it's
hate the
'cause
song.
AAA is
No,
going down
I'm
like
the
a
jackass
car.
that 10 minutes before I got here, I locked my keys in my car, and it's projected that AAA is going to be here in the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
So
all right.
if I walk out
I'm
that door,
coming with
that's
you
why.
because I'm gonna
Hey,
smoke a
I
cigarette.
wouldn't want to listen to us. Hey, man.
Well, I usually watch the song. I'm hoping they don't. I want to see the song.
Right here at the bar.
We're going to do it right here at the bar. You guys
you
good?
can bring both mics, right, man?
Huh?
I sit here and he
Hey,
plays
come
my
on over here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
That's
go.
good.
Yeah. Have
I got it.
Mr. Sandy Mack come up.
Sanford.
Yep. Just
Here, just move these real quick.
It's my favorite intermission
that
in
will
world
actually twist
music
out.
ever.
I
It's
should have
fucking
brought my resume. I
77.
bought one of those
Quincy
credit 2 years ago.
Quincy Jones, the best ever. Barney Miller, our second season.
All right, so what are you guys gonna play? First off, can I thank again Sandy Mack for coming here tonight, man?
Absolutely,
Dude, this is we're having a fucking great time tonight, man.
Well, yeah, I've seen Sandy, vicariously.
So you guys are more or less.
Like I said, he's overeducated
Yeah.
and overinformed
Sandy, try and play
and
more toward this
overopinionated.
mic, I guess.
That's good.
On the right.
But Sandy tends to see the love and peace in everything, which the true love and peace in everything, which I really appreciate.
Love and peace.
So, actually, we're gonna do a song of mine now. We'll do some of Sandy's later, only because his takes a little more setup, and I gotta run through the turnaround.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I listened to your song one time. It has a few changes, right?
Yeah, there's a little kick down.
Something
And
tricky
I wish I
or-
could remember what kind of kick down. It reminds me of like Badfinger or something like that.
Who
But
would piss themselves if in the middle of the song someone took out a flutophone?
Hey, wait a minute, you gotta tune up to me then.
Perfectly scripted flutophone part.
Oh man.
Like
I'm
this
good.
whole time
If you can
it
find
was
me one,
planned.
I will.
Torch in the
I
fires.
should.
Oh, you got a
tune
tuner?
on one
yeah,
right
I
now.
got a tuner up there.
Oh, okay. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. But I was just saying, I love a man who doesn't trust technology.
I was on a show with Arlen Philus once, and we were tuned differently. And
It's tuned to 440. So you got your $50 Marine fucking band harmonica. Used to be $17.
it used to be like $5.
Well, you might have a couple years on me, but I remember my day. It was seeing the price go up. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, 40 something.
All right, so this is a song of mine. This is a basic train song. Let's get Sandy in closer to him, Mike. How are your levels over there?
Well, there's a mic right here, man.
Yeah, there's one
Yeah,
right
but
here.
yeah.
Go into that one.
Don't worry about me.
We're good.
Go into that one.
Cool.
You won't want to hear too much harmonica.
Perfect. That's good.
Train coming down the track. Ain't you ever gonna bring my baby back? Train coming down the track. Ain't you ever gonna bring my baby back again? Yeah, I'm standing here, it's a darker night, waiting like a fool on one headlight. I've been listening for whistling up around the bend. The banging of the tracks will bring me joy again. I said, train coming up the hill. Tell me my baby loves me still. Train pushing up the hill. Tell me my baby loves me still. Yeah, I've been here since the break of day. It's the middle of the night and I'm still ready to stay. Brakeman stepped down, never knew yo. Tell me my baby brought them dancing shoes. I said, train coming around the bend. Tell me this misery is sweet, yeah. Train pushing around the bend. Tell me this misery is finally reaching, yeah. Yeah, I've been here for a year and a day ever since you came and stole my baby away. And I'm here when I'm old and I'm gray. Right here on these tracks is where I'm gonna stay. I said, train coming down the track. Train, bring my baby back. Yeah, bring my baby back. Yeah, bring my baby back. Yeah, I'm standing here, it's a dark night, waiting like a fool on
give me joy. Oh man, that's a train coming down the track. Train, my baby back, they say.
Right, man. Awesome. Everybody watching on Facebook, man, get over to YouTube where we're live right now at Home Bar Productions, baby. Matt Jose, we're about to cut to break, right?
Break, yeah.
We're about to cut to break, dude. So you're gonna see some live music by Sandy Mack. You're gonna see some Ice in the Face, and you're gonna see the Dan Ridenauer DeGrom story.
Oh, yeah,
from when he got
You a Mets fan,
mistaken
Sandy?
for Jacob DeGrom from the
You
Mets
Mets
at a
fan?
restaurant,
Yeah.
which is
No,
fucking
yeah.
nuts, man.
Yeah, me
So
too.
go over to Home
He
Bar
looks
Productions
like,
on YouTube and
DeGrom
check it
from the
out.
Mets.
Mac
Yeah.
Hosey, you let me know when we're out and we're good.
Yeah.
We're gonna be back in
Story about how he's
25
like
minutes.
an
Everybody
athlete,
watching on
people think that he
YouTube.
was
Holler at your
Chuck E.
boy.
Cheese.
All right, somebody, or you're born, or some person, you know.
That's what happens to Ryan. I'm just about.
Came in this evening on a boat, everything on board, sailing into darkness, but I'm no longer bored. You may not like the way I travel on this party boat. You know it ain't the smoothest ride, it doesn't always flow. Pass me a lifeboat, but let me go last. It's happening too fast. Sad songs playing in my head. Night suns are dim. Take whatever I can get to help me find my way. From the stranger guides me, and the strange friend keeps me warm. That's just my way of reaching in the same port in the storm. Pass me a lifeboat, let me go last. Now I'm having a blast.
To feel queasy when you're not sure where you're going. You know the rockin' and the rollin', that's the only way of going. Can I save myself from finding what I'm too afraid to know? It's that I haven't even left you because I'm too afraid to go. Pass me a lifeboat, let me go last. Someday this all shall Let's do that one again.
It's like I'm DeGrom. I don't know if you know who we're talking about.
No, what are you talking about?
Mets are up 1-0. Yeah.
Let me just show you. Jacob DeGrom, the star pitcher of the Mets,
Right.
Literally is I'm his
he's
doppelganger. We're the same height, we're the same weight,
It's
same
pretty
everything,
close,
and the
yeah.
hair is the same. So I will just show you. I'll just do a quick Google. I mean,
He plays baseball.
Dude, this is what I was
Dan
talking
can
about
play
the other day.
bass.
Dude, I was telling you the other day that I wanted to do like what Tim and Eric used to do, where they would have they had Tom Cruise on, but it's a Tom Cruise lookalike.
So as soon as I put a hat on, I kind of make it low.
What's his name?
Jacob DeGrom.
Dude, we have Jacob DeGrom here tonight.
So funny story. I'll try to make it really quick because I know we're on a roll before.
No, go ahead.
We were going to a restaurant, and I was with my nephew, and my whole family was going, and my dad and my nephew were like in cahoots with this joke. And it was a year and a half ago when the Mets won the pennant.
Yeah,
So they swept so fast, so they're off
we were
for like a week.
we were on the run.
DeGrom could have been anywhere. So my dad walks into the restaurant, and he's like, "Hey, we need a discrete table in the back."
A discrete table in the back.
Yeah, because DeGrom's going to be here. We don't want to cause a commotion. So meanwhile, my nephew goes and grabs his Mets hat, and he gives me his hat. He's like, I kind of wear hats. He's like, can you wear this hat tonight, like celebration of the Mets? I'm like, yeah, I'll wear the Mets hat, fine, whatever you say. So I just put the Mets hat on. We go in, and like everyone's just acting all weird. And so I go back to the table, and we order our food. We're all eating, and nothing's weird. But Blue Moon, the beer company, I think you guys are drinking some of them.
Yeah.
So they were there. It was around Halloween. So they were there, like doing a fundraiser. They had all these pumpkins there for the kids that were eating at the restaurant, and they were allowed to paint on the pumpkins. Okay. So my nephew bails on us, and he goes and paints a pumpkin. And what does he do? He paints a pumpkin. I love the Mets. DeGrom is my favorite. Blah blah blah. And then he asks the hostess, like, I know DeGrom's back there. Like, do you think like you can go and see if he can like come and take a picture with me? And so the hostess comes over and is like, hey, there's a little boy here. He saw you walk in, and he really wants to know if you can just come and take a picture with me. And I'm like, yeah, it's my fucking nephew. Like, of course I'll go take a picture of my nephew. So I walk out with the Mets hat. I'm up there with the pumpkin, and I'm like, cool Mets pumpkin, bro. Like, he's like, bro, like he's like my BFF, which is kind of cool. But like, cool Mets pumpkin. And then the Blue Moon guy's like, do you care if like, you know, he asked if he could take a picture on his phone. I'm like, yeah, it's my nephew. I don't care. So we give him the phone, and I get down on my knee with my nephew. I'll show you pictures of this if you want.
Hell yeah.
And literally, as soon as the camera started going, someone yelled DeGrom off to the side. And the whole bar was like,
probably your father.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I saw the dude. It wasn't my dad. But the whole bar literally was like, with their phones. People were coming up asking for autographs, and I was like, I am out. This is dumb.
Yes. Well, you get in trouble for that.
But I didn't tell anyone I wasn't DeGrom. Right. I just left my food. I left my family.
Well, you didn't tell anybody you were DeGrom, though, right?
It was just so
There
weird.
was a guy back in the day kept coming around here, was impersonating Mick Jones from Foreigner. All All right, and, seriously, dude. And he was in these bars all the time, and he eventually got in fucking trouble and got arrested and shit because he was taking people. He's basically conning people, you know. And something like that must have happened. He just went to the dark side.
Oh wait, I pulled up the picture right away.
He puts on.
So that's just me with my nephew.
You see one of the most popular baby names this year is Kylo.
Matt, can you change this?
I know, right? That's so weird.
I know.
Rick Cam.
Boom.
Do you see it?
So that's me in the restaurant with my nephew.
Yeah.
It's a good likeness. It's a damn good likeness.
But
You should like tweet at him and be like, people think that I'm you.
Well, I did, dude. What happened was my dad took it even further, and this is where it gets crazy. But
your dad is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, his dad.
You know how Jim Brewer is kind of like the spokesman for the Mets.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me show you
He's
this
got
one
the
other
podcast.
thing.
Yeah.
So this is a text that I sent my girlfriend at the time with the picture of that. So you can read it out loud if you want.
Okay.
Just to prove the story.
OMG Krista. At least 10 people took out their phones at the bar and were snapping pictures. Jack drew a Mets pumpkin and I did a selfie with him pretending I didn't know him. The bar erupted. Everyone actually thinks I'm DeGrom.
And then I put the picture in there. So my dad took it further, so he was like posting pictures of me on Facebook and tagging Jim Brewer and like, check out my son, he looks just like DeGrom, he looks just like DeGrom, oh my god. And actually Jim Brewer had a conversation with my dad on Facebook.
Yeah, leave me the fuck alone, dude. I can see you listening to
Yeah, basically that's what it was. It was really silly. It was really, but I was hoping to like score some free tickets, and, like maybe be on Ellen or something like that.
It's gotta go viral. It's gotta go viral. We have to spread it harder.
Right, so I played in on it too. I tagged, you know.
Well, you wait, when you go to Mets game, wear a fucking DeGrom jersey.
That's what's happening.
And wear a jersey and
walk in the
are you down by the dugout or where you at? Like,
I don't know. I bought a ticket. Me and my friend, he's flying in from Florida, and he's a big Mets fan too. So we're just going to the game on Sunday, and I know I'm gonna be on teleprompter. I'm just gonna wear a hat. I already know what's gonna. Because even when I Christmas shopped that year, I'm just in like a store, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, real quick, is like your name Jacob? I'm like, oh no, you got me confused. Oh god damn it! Like, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not DeGrom. I know exactly what you're trying to.
Yes, that's me.
Right. So it was really funny.
Yeah,
So
Yes, I'm not DeGrom.
Yeah. Dude, that's insane.
That's what you should call yourself. Yeah. Like you should start like a Twitter like @not DeGrom.
Not DeGrom. Yeah.
So I mean, that year was kind of crazy because they did win the pennant and went to the series, and it was great. Not so many. It's not happening so much this year, but.
Dude, you better hope that he doesn't do anything really fucked up.
Right now, he can
let's start running a free candy van business.
Yeah. He puts a baby in the microwave.
Right.
And all of a sudden,
shows up at the convenience store with his mother's head in his hand and starts stabbing people.
Yeah, right. Dude, people be hating on you so hard in public. They would just punch you for no reason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's time to cut the hair. Because that's the only time it ever happened because the hair is the same. So.
Dude, I want to take 2 group shots tonight, and one I'm going to tag you.
Nobody would blame him for anything.
Wait, is there any Mets? Do you have anything Mets in your car?
Mets fans have thoroughly learned to accept failure and defeat.
Yeah. That's what's the great thing about being a Mets fan.
Assault him. They'd be like, good try, but
yeah.
Why?
Why us?
So.
That's fucking.
Yeah, it's a wild story. I like wrote it out for a little bit. I was gonna be DeGrom for Halloween.
You
but I was
experienced in real time like the dystopian technology like world is like, dude. You were just they were like DeGrom, and everybody went whoosh. Right. Like you could probably hear them turning through the air, like
samurai, like samurai.
That's literally what happened. Like I just turned to the side, and it was like everyone was just like, and I was like, what is happening? This is crazy.
You gotta
hunt
down.
Were you wearing a chemtrail shirt?
Well, no, I was wearing but that would have been really funny.
That would have been good.
Dude, you gotta hunt down all the people that took your picture that night.
How do I even go about doing that?
I don't know. You gotta you start with #DeGrom first of all.
Right. Where were you at? DeGrom at Chili's? That happened?
We know we're at MJ's.
Oh, MJ's.
Okay.
And well, I do go to MJ's every now and again. Still, no one that works there remembers this story at all. So like,
okay.
I don't know if they didn't work there at the time, but
somebody took your picture.
And
they didn't wait either. They posted that shit immediately.
Right, so I can look at old I mean, of that
look
date.
for that
Can you
date.
search dates of hashtags? Is that how it works? Like
I don't
you can
know.
do a filter? That'd be convenient. Cause then
you should be able to do a filter.
Location, date, and name.
Yeah,
That'd be,
sure.
Huh? I'll do it.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Just Google it,
Yeah.
Well, we'll make a documentary called Hunting DeGrom.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Finding
it's
DeGrom,
just
right?
trying to find himself.
If you go to Google,
Deep, meaningful movie about Dan trying to find himself.
as DeGrom.
Or how about this? Going back to the Juggalo thing, how I wanted to like do interviews of Juggalo stuff. Imagine if I interviewed Juggalos as Jacob DeGrom, like full Mets outfit, like uniform, hat, glove, even. Like I'll put the microphone in the glove.
You just look at the kid and you just
It's
go,
a
all right.
microphone, but a baseball surfer.
Yeah, but no, it's a one of those old-fashioned microphones with a baseball on the back.
And
When Mr. Metz
you just look at the kid and be like, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. There's 2 strikes and 1 ball. Where do you pitch it?
That'd be my first question for everybody.
And the Juggalo's like, whoop, whoop.
You're listening to us. And the face.
You have Midwesterners and Northerners who crack in the middle of winter, pack up the car, and head to Florida for a better life. I put that in quotes because I never met more than a handful of bartenders. Okay, whatever the fuck. I don't care what the rest of this has to say. Let's see. Is it normal I like to pick the toes? Is it normal that I like to pick my toes and chew the skin? This is off isitnormal.com. I moved on. I'm sorry.
Like he is ripping the skin off his toes and like chewing on it, or is he like sticking his toes in his mouth and like when you bite your bottom lip?
Yeah, right. I'll read you what he wrote. I'm a 41-year-old black male. I don't see why that matters. No. I am very good looking. I don't see why that matters either. And take good care of myself. I also don't see why that matters.
Probably because the impression you'd get of someone chewing their feet is that they're gross, so he
white.
wants to reassure us right away.
Even though this is
gross
anonymous.
white person.
Yeah, some dirty old gross. But this gets so much worse. But there has been a secret that I've been keeping for the past 25 years or so.
All right.
I'm addicted to picking my toes and feet and then chewing the skin. I don't know what it is about it. It actually feels really good, almost a euphoric feeling, especially if there is a little pus in there.
Mm.
Wait, what's wrong with his feet?
How much pus
I don't know, man, but he
must
love Boston cream donuts.
If his feet have pus in them, then that dude has another fucking issue that's way more important than the chewing part.
Well, the problem is he's picking at his goddamn feet, and it's like scabbing over and getting stuff in it.
He must be like really picking,
like deep.
Like, for that to happen, this must be way worse than just, every once in a while I scratch too much.
I'm like almost at the bone.
Yeah.
Is it really worse that his feet are pussy than it is that he sees the pus and decides to put it into his mouth on purpose and eagerly, euphorically put the pus in his mouth? Because that sounds like the problem.
I don't think that he's euphoric about the pus. I think he's euphoric about the foot, and he just deals with the pus as a side.
He wrote almost a euphoric feeling, especially if there's a little pus in there.
What else does it say?
Anyway, I was wondering if anyone else has the same type of condition. I don't know what it's called, LOL.
So, it's better than if he was
doing it to someone else's pussy feet.
Yeah, number one. But the other thing is he's not biting his feet. He's picking at it, and you know what I mean? Like in my head, I pictured him.
But it doesn't matter. What's the difference? It's like if you use a fork or not, you still put the fries in your mouth. Does it really matter if you put it foot straight to mouth or if he's just fucking eating what just came off of the same foot?
But if you walk into a room and a guy has his foot in his mouth and he's ripping the skin off his feet, it'd be less gross if you walked in and he was just kind of picking at his feet.
You're right that it would be, but is there a difference?
The end game
not
is
a
still,
visual difference,
right,
like an actual difference.
I guess not. He's still eating his skin.
Yeah.
But like you like pick at your, do you pick at your thumbs and fucking fingers and shit.
Dude,
like,
my hands have enough fucking problems, all right? I'm not pulling shit off and eating it.
I'm pulling shit off, but I'm not eating it.
Well, that's probably because there's no pus yet.
If I had pus, I'd probably be more interested in actually eating the skin off my
Yeah,
thumbs.
I mean, it's sweet in the pot.
Right. I mean,
The
definitely.
pus pot.
yeah, the
I mean,
old
look,
pus pot.
cream makes things better. I don't know what it is. But let's move on to another. Is it normal? Is it normal to throw boogers and fingernails into a corner of the room? Well,
Like, as a group, everyone in the house goes to the same corner.
right, like it's gotten
It's
to
just
the point
designated.
where, like, if you walk through the corner, you trip,
Into scumbag corner.
and you're like, why is this corner raised? What is with this, like, rough, sort of like pumice stone flooring over here?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that's normal.
It's not normal.
But I wouldn't quite say it's abnormal.
It's not like it's just dumb.
But it's all the same corner too. Like I knew
Yeah.
somebody once whose dad had a thing for picking his nose and putting it underneath his car seat. So when they cleaned his dad's their dad's
God,
car,
this is gonna make
it
me
was like
sick.
snot leather beneath the fucking seat, dude.
That's fucking gross.
You know, and like you can't get that off. Like your interior is ruined after that. But for some reason, when I read this, I imagine that the house, like the inner walls are painted black, and there's like an old dirty fireplace, and like there's like a filthy meth addict just
Right.
who like screams through the house all day. Like I tend to think,
There's like
oh
a
my god,
hungry dog that's just eating the
Oh
nails.
god.
let me just tell you how much worse the description is. I tend to
Can you
throw-
lower my headphones a little?
Yeah, sure. I tend to throw things from my body and other small pieces of things to the corner of my room where I never walk. Is this normal? I'll eventually sweep it up, but I haven't done so for a couple of years.
What else do you think is in the corner?
Probably head cheese, other sort of like face pickings, eye boogers, ear leave-ins.
Do you think that he goes out of his way to get to the corner? Like, let's say he was in the living room.
He like gets
Do you think
up?
he
Right,
gets,
gets
up
up
and
to-
like goes all the way in there?
He like grunts when he gets to like, oh! And he walks out of the room, he just flicks his finger, and he goes back
and then
to
he
the
goes on
recliner.
his computer, and then he's like,
Yeah,
"Is it normal that I?"
Right.
I just did this.
And he doesn't wash his hands, so his keyboard's all like
Gummed up.
Yeah, it's gummed up. There's
Dude,
like
there's
grooves in
nothing.
it.
There's nothing more repulsive or disgusting on this entire earth than someone else's used keyboard.
It's
nothing.
fucking
Like
nasty.
nothing at all anywhere is worse. Like
Yeah.
finding someone's disgustingly dirty underwear like hanging almost at face level
Yeah.
where you didn't know it was. Like I don't even think that's as gross as the mystery of a used
Like,
dirty.
oh, you
Yeah.
eat at your keyboard. I get it.
You jerk off at your keyboard. You
People's keyboards just gross me out, dude.
Right,
Even
right.
like
you scratch your balls and touch your keyboard.
Yep.
Like and scratch deep, like right
Really getting in there.
super like super like when I say above the asshole, I mean like toward the balls, but
Like the taint.
the taint, but the southernmost part. And then you
As
just
close as you could possibly get.
right, and then you just go back to the keyboard, and you're like, oh, you know, whatever.
I'm the only one that's ever going to use this.
whatever I'm looking for.
All sorts of
Yeah.
awful thing. Keyboard cleaner.
Yeah. They get their house inspected by like the state, and they're like, what the fuck is going on in this corner? Like, why is this so raised? Is this a step? What's wrong with this step? It's all got grooves in it and weird shit.
fingernails.
Yeah. Now everybody take a picture. I gotta get the fuck out of here. what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Awesome Talk, Season 8, Episode 8, on June 27, 2017.
Now, I guess we're going to do it at the end of this segment.
Welcome back to the show. This has been a really fun night. By the way, Tony.
Oh, no, whatever.
Tony.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hot Team is in the chat room.
I know, I saw that.
Hot Team!
Oh my God, Mike Jolitz is in the chat room now. This is
Our team, I had a shout out for you before. I wasn't afraid we'd end up buried in some septuagenarian's vagina.
Now it's official.
It's
Kind of like something from American Gods.
Now.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Trouble hath been started.
Tony was talking about you and him railing, and it was just like,
Oh, yeah,
wow, what's going on with this?
I was talking about the party over at Val's place in Belmar back in the day where we got no argument about Ginger Lynn. I said that you ended up railing me over it, and Rick, of course, taking to a very homosexual place. Not there's anything wrong with that.
Wait, Hatim had a couple of drinks and got into an argument with someone?
Well, no, we had a debate. He looked down. He looked down in his nose at me. Let's put it that way. He was like, Ginger Lynn, how old are you, dude? I'm like, count me open and count the rings,
I do my at you, sir.
I do my thumb at you, sir.
Anyway, but I was concerned about you, brother.
Yeah.
Yours
We're glad to see you here,
that's
dude.
not mine.
We're glad you're here. Mike
yeah.
Mike Jolitz,
Some people
you
don't
might
make it
have
home
missed
from the
man.
cruises.
You might have missed it, but it's going to be here, and it's here right now.
Huh? What?
So we're going to do it around the bar now. Hi, everybody. My name is Rick.
I'm Jimmy Pearsall.
You don't need to know who I am.
No longer the brains, thank God.
Jacob
Oh,
DeGrom.
always the brains.
Sarah's the brains, let's be real.
Sarah.
The brains.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
That was all close enough.
Wait, who are you? Close enough.
He's Richard. He's number 39, not to be confused with 38.
Listen, when I was a youngin, I used to listen to Charles Manson a lot. Like his music.
Music? Okay. You do have a little squeaky frog vibe happening.
Say whatever you want about Charles Manson as a person.
I hear you. I know where you're going.
He's an amazing musician.
He's amazing. He's amazing mass hypnotizer, like Jim Morrison.
Charles Manson.
Listen, if you have an Alexa, you can tell her to play Charles Manson, and Amazon Prime has that shit, so you can hear what I'm
Well,
talking
shit, it's the
about.
interwebs.
Why shouldn't it, man?
Of course you should.
Hey, Fun Bucket is in the chat room.
Fun Bucket.
Meow.
Wow. Well, I think I know. Is Fun Bucket golf ball girl?
Fun Bucket is.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's a part.
Oh, it's always been complicated. Dude, wait, is this the first time you've been sober for the second session? I think
You're
so.
sober?
Well, you said it was convoluted. I could never.
She was not fucking around, man. We were listening to Charles Manson the other day making dinner, and Charles Manson's just singing in the fucking background, dude. It was great.
It's very soothing.
I gotta go.
How did I end up with this steak knife in my hand, Rick?
I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Rick, how did you get that red marker dot on your chest?
He got pissed off because he didn't get signed. Now, who doesn't do that?
Of course, man.
He just acted out.
No, it was the 60s. Everyone was getting signed. He just refused to get a haircut and a Buxton suit.
Everybody who doesn't get signed feels the way that he reacted. You know what I'm saying?
Charles Manson was a man ahead of his time.
Can you imagine what he could do with the internet? Give him
Oh,
internet
my
access,
God.
man. My God, it would be incredible.
Oh, my God.
What's going on in the chat right now?
Let's see. Meow Daddy, come here, kitty, meow, meow.
It's cat porn.
Yeah, there's something.
Oh, wait, hold on a second.
going on
Are you
there.
looking for Jared?
Is there
I think that might
any
be the girl looking for
odds
Jared.
that,
Where are the cats?
It's just me.
This would be the place for cat porn, honestly.
No, it would be, because I think I know that girl.
I don't know if it's like the right place. I mean, but.
Well, Mike Jolitz is having fun. So,
Are we getting trolled? Is that what's happening?
No,
Yes, Hatim, he
I think
has
he's a girl looking for
music.
Jared.
Yeah.
I hear Jared's a
Whoa.
real cockbastard.
No, who's recording music? What's he asking?
He asked if Charles
Marilyn
Manson
Manson.
is real.
Yeah,
Charles
Charles
Manson,
Manson.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's right. It is
Charlotte,
fucking good.
Uncle Chuck.
Okay.
This thing.
That's debatable.
This
Uncle Chuck, it depends on where he's
You're allowed to
If you
say
press
it's
on his
good.
head,
whether he's wearing his Eagle Scout uniform.
I don't have to agree.
You guys have cool shit, man.
Well, Sarah,
Thanks.
Sarah's got the
Was
great
that one of
taste.
your pets on the wall there?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
That was Beebs the first.
This piece of art was donated to the show by Kat McLean. She was on the 3rd or 4th show ever.
Here, kitty.
So, like, to put that in
She
perspective.
makes art out of roadkill. She
roadkill.
goes and collects animals.
What is
Oh, so she's like, who's that?
Bones and
What
like
is that
actually
thing?
Who's that
makes-
chick who used
Like
to do
somebody's
the
dog or something, right?
Carcass hoarders.
Yeah.
Who's the chick who used to do the joins of the Southwest stuff? What was her name? Not Aunt Getty. Aunt Getty just does the babies. chick that used to do the Southwest.
Yeah, that
Scrolls.
and Getty's shit.
No, I know, it's a little
fucking
creepy. It's way creepier
I don't
than
even
that shit.
understand like how
That's the
they
second
think-
time in 2 days Aunt Getty's come up with
Like-
my
No,
wife.
dude, alright, get the fuck away from me!
Isn't it
Wait,
bizarre
the
that
blind
people-
woman
Not
foretold
for
me
me.
of being this mean! Get the fuck away from me!
It's never come up.
Isn't it bizarre that people like buy calendars with those pictures and like just hang them up like they like completely unrelated to the babies?
Aunt Getty's.
Like,
Yeah,
just
they're like
'cause
they're
they
like
looking
they're like
at
sitting in a
babies.
beehive or something
Yeah,
like
with
that.
like a
What about
flower
they're wearing
around
black and white
its
they're
ass.
black and yellow
Or
diapers
like they'll
now.
be in like a bird's nest, or they'll be like on a weird
like
leaf,
thermal fetus
giant
images
leaf.
or something like
No,
that?
who's the woman I'm thinking of? The one Sylvia, or not Sylvia? She did Southwestern photo drawings of skulls and shit like that. She's famous like Aunt Getty's, but like she was way cooler. She was like Jane Goodall,
and
the world is.
famous or just
Jane Goodall.
No, she's never famous.
She talked to monkeys. And
I feel like
No, anyone who can talk to monkeys due to survive, I think is fucking right my book.
I feel like Aunt Getty being famous for what she does.
No, I'm not
is
talking about
it's
you.
like
To all
being
you
famous
future
for
owners.
writing Hallmark.
No, okay, look,
It's
it's
good for a certain
It's like
audience.
comparing Steve Irwin to Andre the Giant. Well, I guess it's a comparison, but anyway.
Irwin the Giant.
Dude, somebody pointed out that Steve Irwin wore a
Yeah, you want
I
to
said
give
that too.
He wore a what?
Because you were like, he wore
Romper.
and he wore top
He
hats
wore
like
a
he wore
robot.
Sean Connery wore a romper as James Bond also. So.
We'll worry.
It's time for your Australian accent now.
He's got one.
Oh shit!
Accents
Australia,
are tough, man.
It's
If you do,
yeah,
like,
but
one
it's
or
when you
two,
go from
they're
English
really,
to
like,
Australian, it's a
diametrically
hard
close,
slip. You know.
like, they're close.
Well,
like,
it's close.
Hold on, one time. Go ahead.
Like,
Subtle differences.
Like if you have to do like British accent and Irish and Scottish, you know, then like
I mean, it's like
together.
North
It's all the
South
Queen's
Ireland,
language.
you know,
Japanese
like-
and Chinese. I mean, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
You gotta you do Chinese and like Mexican.
It's all about the subtlety.
But
You have to really get
Yeah,
deep in the
the
character.
thing, the thing about like learning another language or accent or anything is like there's only so much you can learn by going to find out, but you're not going to learn the nuance because that just comes from being brought up.
But that comes from watching black and white movies.
Like
comes from
learning the
interaction,
nuance
too,
of
you know?
languages is a lot
Well, yeah, you have to
complicated
talk to
than-
people who speak the language. You have to
it's like everything
interact
else,
in
man.
order to because they will correct you. You know,
At some point, you begin to realize that even some of the simplest things, if you don't engage in them, you really don't know anything about
And
them.
yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
that's what. dude.
Like, okay, so I did tile work for 10 years, right?
I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. I want to see if I know who Fun Bucket is.
Well, you look for fun
You did
bucket.
I'm going to. Because she keeps saying meow, meow, meow.
So wait, what's this about you working in tile?
Okay, so I did tile installation for over 10 years, right?
Oh, man, you know, let's
So
just say
you did tile work for
Jesus
2
could
years,
walk
right?
on water,
I
but couldn't
did.
drown.
I
Right?
did
That's what my
tile
friend
work.
used to
He
say.
didn't know shit about ground.
I
You know
know,
what I'm saying?
right?
That's the
But
whole
walking
point.
on water, anyone could do that. All you need to do is leave the weight of sin behind, according to George Worth. But grouting, that's a whole motherfucking story.
Jesus Christ would not have known.
Whoa, George Worth.
George Worth is
No,
fucking brilliant.
Jesus
dude.
Christ!
George Worth has the quote says, "It's easy to walk on water. You just leave the weight of sin behind." And he's got this another song called "Pissed Off Jesus."
How does all this shit like come at it? Like your brain must be like huge.
Dude,
it's like
dude, I tell you, right now I'm just a I'm just a hologram.
Like huge.
I'm a hologram in front of you,
It's not
dude.
even real.
I'm really in my bedroom eating shit. I get a bag of Cheetos. I really look like Jabba the Hutt, surrounded by fucking.
Don't worry, it's just inflamed right now. It shrinks back down to normal size.
I'm still trying to get my head around that apple pie in the Garden of Eden.
Oh man,
That's just
you're an easy mark. Do you got $10 I can borrow? I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What the fuck was I even talking
Rompers.
Kid, is
You're
that
talking
you
about
kidding?
rompers and
I
Steve
was trying
Irwin.
to tell you that Jesus Christ wouldn't know shit about crowding.
No,
a
I
band.
told you Jesus.
Oh,
don't
wait,
know shit about
Kyle,
grounding.
yeah, you
My
went-
friend- my
I
friend-
know all about grinding.
I know.
I know.
You were
Wasn't
talking about
Jesus,
people
no,
not
Jesus
knowing
could walk on water,
anything
make
about
it
the
out.
things we're talking about because they've never.
Okay, so 2 examples
Invested
really
interest
quick,
in it.
right? So like, if
What the hell was that?
if you do
Oh.
if you do tile work,
Sound like the Canadian geese flying over my Oh wait, is this mushrooms in this fucking
The sandwich is over, motherfucker.
if you do tile work,
It's
right?
THX.
You
George
know
Lucas got
that
nothing
if you
on
put
him.
grout down on a fucking plywood floor, you need to put additive in the grout. But if you do it on a cement floor, you don't need the fucking additive, right? But if you don't actually do the
know
fucking
that?
work,
I
you
didn't
would
know
never
that.
know that little detail.
Of course not.
You would never know if you should do that or
Satan's
not
in the
do that.
detail.
because
Right,
it's
wouldn't
not
even be
one
a
of those
thought
things
to
like,
occur.
oh, it doesn't
nowadays,
come up,
honestly,
right?
nowadays
So-
most of the mortar is made with the additive. nowadays. You buy the bag and it's just it's, you know.
Right,
like,
man. And also nowadays, most people don't know how to float a floor correctly either.
Oh no,
They
not
put
at all.
fucking dirt on
Fucking
it.
assholes.
Did you see the self-leveling
Most people
shit?
can't float a fucking shit correctly.
Thank you.
Bullshit.
Thank you. Bullshit.
There is no self-leveling. You gotta get down on your fucking hands and knees and do that shit.
You
We're
gotta level.
goddammit.
That's like,
It takes time. It's an
there's
art form.
There's no calculator. You
No.
bring your slide rule, motherfucker. This is aeronautics
I
class.
think you and Tony can argue all day and night over whether or not
No,
it's an
but
art form.
that's the funny thing about it though, because that's like, you know, they had a chance. Like I actually like especially when I first heard of it, like self-leveling concrete.
fuck that.
Wow, awesome.
Wait,
you know?
are there
But
is
the
it
shit-
nanoblade technology?
but it's
Is
like
it blacker
shit-
than black?
Wait,
No,
hold on.
no, but it's shit. The shit is shitty concrete.
Let me
like,
say it one
Of
more
course
time.
it is.
Yeah, it's
I don't
terrible.
There's
disagree
no
with you.
ban in it.
I don't disagree with you, but listen.
Oh, I
wouldn't
say
really
that
love
I
it,
say
you
that when
know?
I really disagree with somebody, but I can't back it up in an argument. I always say,
No,
I
I
don't
don't
disagree with that. I don't necessarily disagree with
No,
that.
I do agree with him.
Okay, that's
Oh,
different.
yes, I do agree with him.
Did you just say the concrete's shitty because there's no man in it?
Yeah, because there's no soul in it.
Oh, I thought you meant
It's got
like
a-
bury, like mafia style burying.
I know I'm Italian, and yes, my family may have prayed about it too. But I'm just
it
saying,
does
you have
strengthen
to
the floor.
imbue the
I know, I know,
I know
It
you
fortifies the
understand.
concrete.
Well, they're
It
trying to
fortifies
make
the
a
concrete.
measure. They're trying to make an additive measurement in a factory instead of doing it on site.
Kind of like a Taylor guitar versus a Gibson. Like somebody ever said,
Instead
no,
of
acoustic guitars all sound the
instead of
same.
taking a
Really?
bag of
What the
concrete,
hell
Taylor,
does this
yeah.
have to do
box.
with anything? Why are you
My
talking
point-
about
hey,
violence?
my
Let's
point
talk
was
about
this.
music. I gotta hear some music stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's send you to promote. Sandy, what
Wait
do
a
you
minute.
got going on?
No,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
not-
We
I don't
have
know
so
what you
much more to say about concrete.
I don't know what you guys do musically. I know
We
you guys
just
do
scratched
some
the
shit.
surface.
I saw a picture of concrete with a frog in it today. Was that your post?
I don't know what he
with
does.
the frog imprint in the concrete. Somebody posted something on Facebook today with a frog imprint in concrete and made a
I
comment
don't
about
give a fuck
nihilism.
about frogs.
Oh, that's a school teacher I was in love with, the physics teacher. Never mind.
Time out for Mike Joel had said totally. My ADD is loving this.
Ritalin for everyone.
That's why we do it. That's what we're here for.
It's all about curing people one.
We're
brick at a
trying
time.
to wean you off the Ritalin and just get you on the bus.
Can I tell you something? All I wanted to say was,
Tile.
Jesus didn't know shit about grout.
it had nothing to do with tile. What it really had
No, I'm waiting.
It was about the
Dan's the only one
structural
involved in this
integrity
thread.
of concrete.
anything that you get involved in that people do regularly, right? If you don't do it yourself regularly,
Like writing.
the nuance is lost.
Like writing. You know how many people say,
Right.
I wrote 6 songs this weekend? I'm like, motherfucker, you wrote half a good chorus. Anyway, go ahead.
Right, yeah. yeah.
Not to be judgmental, but.
No, I agree.
This is our judgmental moment, right?
We have that.
No, you just did. He just said if you don't do it regularly, then you don't understand what you do.
Yeah, that's like a graphic
No,
on the
yeah.
screen.
The
judgmental moment.
It's like in the robber room. I see Sarah and I see Dan.
should
That's what
have
we're
had
robber
I
room.
mean, like, I don't.
That
I
one
wanna
time
be
is a
running with
judgmental
that.
moment.
Yeah, but it's
And then,
always
like,
gonna land on me.
Well, that's because you're the best, honey. You're like, you scare us all.
No, you should hold the mirror. You should be
Well,
like,
no, the mirror was just an empty fucking hollow ring.
well, I know what it was.
Oh, I didn't know. Listen, you're much younger than me. I didn't know that
I
you knew robber
met
room.
Miss Molly once.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me shake your hand.
All right.
Stand
Oh
up.
wow.
I bet that hand
I wish I had a top
jerked off
hat.
to Miss Molly a lot.
That was the 1862 moment right there.
1962.
1862. They wore top hats.
I
back
wasn't
then.
around there either.
1860.
Yes, you were, brother. We were riding a trail to fucking Prairie, Kansas at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got
Covered
a
wagons. We had the adventuring spirit, man. We knew what it was like when the shit
An
hit the fan. You
adventuring
moved.
spirit.
That's right. man.
That's
You
the
were
name of the
Amish
album.
making
Covered wagons were probably like
Wait, you said we had
way
an
up
adventure in
upgrade to
spirit?
like
No, we had the
non-covered
adventuring spirit.
wagons. And now we have
Nah.
cars and we
We're having
take
an
the
adventure in
top-
Oh
spirit
my
right
god.
now.
Oh my god. Did you even hear that?
Wait.
She said
Did you even hear that?
She said covered wagons were probably such an upgrade from uncovered wagons.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
now we take cars where we take the roof off.
What?
I have
Oh,
so much to
it's
say about
really
this.
That's not like
I'm
It's really
hot
hot.
now.
You're
Get
keeping
your
that
thoughts
roof on.
together.
No, because it was
Put
all
them in
about.
the salad.
I just watched this thing before I got here. And it was just some famous actor. Don't remember his name. Don't remember what he's in. I recognize him.
It was probably
But he
Matt
talked about
Sean
what's wrong-
Connery was
We don't
running
know all
around.
the information.
definitely-
That's what I
Well,
have
so
to
we're
work
clear
with.
on that,
He
lawyers.
just railed in on the education system. I actually sent you the link later because it was a brilliant video. It's just like this arrogant, like college degreed guy that doesn't know why he has a college degree and cannot fathom how anyone can possibly live without one. even though he's starting off $150,000 in debt. But he started talking about covered wagons. And like, how often does covered wagons come up in your life? Never.
Like 3 times in the last week for me. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, it was just
I swear to God.
You brought it up. I literally, like, the hours where I'm watching this guy talk about covered wagons.
That was a hard
and now we're still
right
talking
there,
about covered wagons. Why are we talking about covered wagons?
Because about when shit hits the fan, people are going to need to know how to pack this shit up and move their fucking families.
So I gotta get a covered wagon.
No, well, you probably should. I mean, you don't have one already, dude. You got an underground bunker. I should have given Eric Sofka because you really need to get an education.
My house has wheels on it.
But all that houses you never have
now we
wheels
just have
on.
to encase in like 6 feet of cement.
Hey,
on every side.
funny story though. Everyone used to make fun of me because I would like. I was not like super into prepping and stuff like that, but I was ready for like something.
You had your food hydrated.
Well, I had food. I had like
some ramen.
Well, and I had like 100 gallons of water. And everyone's like, "Why do you have all this water?" I'm like, "Well, you're gonna think I'm crazy," and it's fine. But then what happened?
October, the big bad club's coming.
But no, not even that. The fucking reservoir in Red Bank or Shrewsbury or whatever, it blew up, and no one had water for like a week. And I'm like, "Yeah, everyone wants my water now, right?"
Imagine when the zombies run around. What they're gonna do. Let me tell you, underground bunkers are losing proposition.
They all made fun of me for the longest time for having all this. I made all my close friends, like my family. I was like, "Here's 3 gallons of water. Just keep it in your trunk. You never know."
That was
like, why? They're all like, "Why am I carrying?"
That was like after my mother-in-law died. She had all these cancer drugs around. My junkie friends came around. I was like, "Bring me a bottle of you, and I'll give you this much fucking methadone, liquid morphine every week."
Exactly what it's like.
Well, no, it is.
It happened. It happened. The reservoir broke. We broke the reservoir, and we were out of water. You're probably not here though. It was more like where I live and more north, like Red Bank and Ochetown and Tinton Falls. I don't think it happened here. This was just like, it was after Sandy. So it was like probably 2013, 14. I was still at Russo, so I don't know. But I just remember my phone. Everyone just wanted my water. I was like, "You motherfuckers!" Like,
well, you're out there with a forged sword you made from a hot dye.
It wasn't that bad. Like you can drive. It wasn't that bad. You can drive 10 miles out, go to the fucking next town, and get your water. Whatever, it's fine.
Get me some Doritos, right, and I'll give you some water.
It was just when people were calling. I remember pouring the gallon of water into my dog's bowl and being like.
It's like, but it's like it's a situation where everyone just goes like,
"No, I love my dog."
Were you working at Russo's when I came in and somebody threw a 65 Super out in the garbage? Were you working there?
Yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah, I just told somebody that story the other day.
What's a 65?
It is a very classic
water damage from Sandy.
Sandy, you love this story, especially since you mentioned Hurricane Sandy.
Can I hear it from the bathroom?
No. There was a carving cabinet and a 65 Super.
Watch my blog.
You never throw that out.
No, I walk into the music and I'm joking around. I'm saying this when they were downstairs. Over.
Oh, who cares? Whatever.
They were downstairs over on fucking Bond Street.
Who cares?
And or Main Street. I mean, Cookman. And I said, "Who threw out the fucking 65 Super?" And they're like, "You can take it if you want it." I'm like, "Seriously?" And they're like, "Yeah." And so I said, "Okay." I said, "The guy called." What happened was this woman who lived next to the Smith guy came in, and there was a water damage. And she brings in, she wants to know, "Can you fix my neighbor's amp? He hasn't been around. I don't know where he's at, but we got water damage." They said, "No, we don't fix that." She threw it in the garbage. So I'm like, "I'm gonna take it, but if the guy shows up, let me know." So 2 weeks later, I get a call saying, "Hey, this woman, this guy's here looking for a 65 Super. What should we tell him?" I'm like, "Well, by all means, tell him I got it. I took it to somebody to get it fixed up." And yeah. And then the guy called that.
Yeah, did he want it back or something?
No, he absolutely wanted it, but that's fine. I was cool with that. But I paid $80 to get a troubleshot, and I took it someplace that I took it to Billy Penn. Billy Penn does great work. Billy Penn will upsell you like a French order on Fleet Week, though. It's like taking a guitar to Phil Patillo back in the day.
Right.
You go in for a string change, and you come out with you come out with a $600 fucking fret job, you know. Yeah. So basically, Billy wanted all this money to do change. I said, "You know what? Never mind." So when the guy called me, I said, "I'd really like to get the $80 back that I put into getting your amp, diagnosed." And the guy says, he starts giving me a hard time. And he was like acting like a dick to me. And I understand, like, and
you have to give it back.
No, I know I didn't have to give it back, but I got him because I don't want bad guitar. Who wants bad guitar? You know. So I meet the guy in the parking lot over by 105. And he starts telling me how his neighbor felt bad that the lost 65 Super and gave him a 57 Champ that had been up in the attic since 1965. And I'm like, "Really, dude? You're best man." The guy's like, "Do I really got to give you $80 back to get checked out? Because I really don't want to spend that money." It turned out that he wanted to take care of his mother. A tree fell on him. He broke his leg. I mean, this is a whole story. But yeah, it's funny because I just told that story the other day, and I rarely tell that story. But I was wondering if you were there.
No, I do remember that. I remember that happening going down.
Yeah.
I didn't know that all that happened.
No, because Will's called me. He's like, the guy's back here for the amp. Should we tell him you got it? I'm like, fuck yeah, you tell him I got it. I'm not stealing anybody's shit.
Wait, what's going on? What are we talking about?
That's right. The moment's past, dude.
You can watch it later.
Back to
It's not that exciting. It's a good story.
It was like that high school poetry. I was talking about how Bobby broke up with me on a Wednesday. I was wearing my Tuesday underwear on the fuck Captain Crunch. Some details you need to gloss over because skipping the stone sometimes. Go ahead. What's your next point?
Well, I was going to talk about.
What's Sandy got coming
Tile.
Oh, no. Do you need to leave when we cut to break, or are you going to hang around?
I mean, I can probably hang.
Sucked in.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, look, listen, it makes some sense to me right now to cut to the break a little early.
Oh, that
because you
good.
guys are going to do a song, right?
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about music a little bit, and then we'll wrap up the show. I think that makes sense.
All right, cool.
So we're gonna do the song now, or
No. We're gonna do the break now.
Okay,
and then we'll
sounds
come
good.
back. We'll do a song.
So we're even more drunk. I'm always looking for an excuse to fuck
only a 20-minute break.
Diminished chord.
Blame it on me.
There's only 20
Blame it
minute
on
break.
Kane, but whatever.
Matt
That's my
Clone,
brother.
Jose, non-fundamental struggler. Please let me know when we're out.
Count it down, brother.
We're headed out.
Heading out.
What's your dobro tune to?
You're listening to Ice. And Bass.
This is gonna get me laid. These dirty
I'm gonna
pants.
sell these for $425 US.
I mean, what's the deal, man? The guys who like go to the clubs with their hair all standing up are gonna put these on with their bright white button-down shirt at the club, and what does that say? I'm spray tanned and I smell like Axe.
I'm
and
spray
I gotta,
tanned, but I'm not scared to get down and
It's got to
dirty.
be something else now, right?
And how the fuck are you gonna get
Come
away
on.
with dirty pants, a bright white expensive shirt, and clean shoes?
Well, I was working all day, but I had enough time to change my shirt.
And shoes. I only got dirty in the pant area.
Well, no, it's to show that
That's the name
you're
of the
DTF, right? You're down
the
to
fucking club album.
What?
Dirty in the pants.
Dirty in the pant area. There, put that to a fucking techno beat.
Bet you he would fucking dead Dragonfly.
Who? The guy in the dirty pants and the bright white shirt?
Totally
He
fucking
will
dead.
fuck anything by the end of the
Totally
night.
fucking dead
All right, we've
Dragonfly.
seen those guys before. They're around. They're like creatures of the night. They'll do anything.
I got Jersey Shore living above me, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Fucking, speaking of, frat boys wanting to fuck dead dragonflies. I heard this story. This chick, apparently they had gotten a little bit of an altercation, and this chick above me, I started laughing.
This is the apartment above
They had
you?
to have heard me laughing at them.
Right.
There's no way that they didn't hear me hysterically dying laughing.
Right.
So they got in this altercation, and the chick apparently threw a milkshake at the guy. and then I hear him going, "You started this fucking shit by throwing a milkshake at me. Now I gotta clean all these countertops off before I go to work. You fucking asshole." And then she's sitting there going, "Don't you fucking start with me. I swear to God, I'll break a window." I'm like, and then I lost it. I lost my mind.
And you're like, oh, hell yeah. Life has sucked lately. And you're like waiting to see some shit go past your window from the above.
I'm like, this is brilliant. This is fucking brilliant.
You look out the window, just like a cat falls to the ground. Cat's like, whoa!
When I lived in Denver, I lived above a bus stop, and
So
it's
yeah,
like
you see a lot
people
of
would be
passers-by.
coming back. Well, people that would be coming out of the main part of the city and going home, drunk.
Yeah, right.
So like at like 1 or 2 in the morning, there'll be just loud drunk people. And one night, 2 people were fighting with each other, a couple in the middle of the street. They were so drunk, and it went on for so long. And it was so loud that it got to the point where I started to like join into their conversation. Like,
they didn't know.
one
Like,
person
they
would
thought it
say
was their
something to the other,
subconscious
and I'm
talking.
like, yeah, fucking exactly. Like, it went on for so long. I finally told him to shut the fuck up. I heard like glass breaking and stuff. I don't know. I didn't care. I just wanted it to end.
Yeah. Adidas apologizes after sending "You survived" email to Boston Marathon finishers.
Jeez.
Jesus, Adidas. Come on, man. Get your shit together.
Way to show Pepsi up.
Yeah, right? Holy fuck. That's a little off-putting, isn't it? Like, you open your email, like, oh, Jesus, you know?
Nah.
Come on, Adidas. The fuck?
Did they have a picture of, like, that little boy who died?
Listen, we're not going to just sit around and all fucking be all...
With, like, CGI thumbs
all
up.
walking on eggshells forever, are
Well,
we?
yeah, I mean, we're talking, that was a long time ago.
Hey, South Park put it best, right? 7 years. 7 years and you can make fun of it.
I think something like that. 7 years, yeah,
or
something, yeah.
Then you can make fun of it.
And then it's okay. It's all
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah,
Because nothing dies now because of the internet. It's new forever. So you make one fucked up mistake. It's like it happens every minute of every day for the rest of your life.
Yep.
It's happening everywhere at some point all the time.
You wear the plastic pants one day.
Yeah, you fire a firework out of your asshole one time and that's it. Because now it's forever.
Now it's there.
Forever.
Forever.
Sarah, what do you have next?
Let's see.
Alrighty.
God, so there have been so many weird juice-related accidents. There was an orange juice truck overturned the other day in New Jersey, and I was reading about a roof collapsed on a juice factory in Russia, and the streets are literally flowing with juice.
Yeah.
And I actually watched a video of it, and when I say like flowing,
yeah,
I mean like torrential fucking floods of juice. It's insane how much
and
liquid.
Like the Russian juice bosses are like, you get out there and you regather juice.
Like India circa, what was it, 2010?
Yeah.
Type flowing. Just
you're talking about like the tsunami from
like,
except it's like OJ.
I also
with
saw
Russians floating
this
in it.
video of
It's totally unique and healthy. and the sky is constantly gray.
Dude, have you guys seen that video of the lamb in the past couple days?
With the arm coming out of its back?
No.
No then.
Not that one.
No, sorry. I must have saw a different lamb.
So like researchers have figured out a way to keep a lamb, like a premature lamb fetus, alive in a fluid-filled bag.
I have vaguely
for
seen
about
this.
4 weeks.
Yeah, I think I glanced at it.
Yeah, I glanced
outside
at
the
it.
womb.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, and it just kind of looks like it's like in a
Just a
airpack garbage bag.
Yeah, blob of shit.
Yeah, right.
So just, dude, like, just think of what that means for the future. Like, there's gonna be a day where, like, a human fetus can survive in a plastic bag.
Sure.
So, like, you're gonna have these fucking psychotic Republicans going in and taking abortions out and trying to.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, no, you can't. Like, we take your aborted
the
fetus
bag and then just
they
grow
bag it
it.
and grow it, and they grow them into little Republicans.
Yep.
Are you saying that this is going to grow to a size where the roof is going to collapse and the streets will be flowing in fetus bags?
Bags of unborn Republicans.
It's not like it hasn't happened before, Stones.
Yeah.
Not like it won't happen again.
Read your Bible, all right?
Gerrymander that fucking line.
Good luck cleaning up those streets. Street sweepers out there just knocking babies into the sewer. The sewers are clogged up with babies and undigested multivitamins. But they're all alive, though. You know what I mean? So then they grow up as like sewer people.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but they have
like real
conservative
sewer people.
They have
like,
conservative beliefs, though.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's all that matters.
Jesus will save them.
Come on, go Red States.
Go.
Okay, so Arlington boy turns in $2,000 he found, gets Outstanding Citizen Award. Can I just say that this kid got fucking hosed and I feel bad for him? The kid turns in $2,000 and they give him a worthless piece of paper and take a picture with him.
Dude, that happened.
He got hosed.
That happened when we were kids. That happened nearby us. It was way more money than $2,000.
Yeah,
it was like it was like the person's life savings that they had stored in cash. It was like $100 grand or something like that. And it was in Twin Brook. Oh, it was Chris Davis, I think it was. It was Chris Davis.
All right.
And the police station.
You don't have to fucking.
The police station gave him a bicycle.
Oh, how loverly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They grew up to.
Here's your whole world.
Not be
Here, have
great.
a nickel, kid. Don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah.
Go visit the soda jerk.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, man. Give me $1,000. Like,
right.
And the kids standing there like, oh, I'm a good citizen. And it's like, yeah, see how that plays out
They
later
probably
on.
didn't even buy the bike. They probably had like Toys R Us sponsor the bike, and it's like, we'll just mention your store in the commercial.
It's a recovered stolen bike that no one claimed.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and they hosed it off. There you go, take
They
this.
just scratched off the.
And it's like, this is my bike that was stolen.
They give him like a 3-legged dog from the pound.
Yeah. He's
about
rescue.
to be put down.
He's a rescue.
Shoes on everything.
Huffy.
We saved him from a dog fighting ring.
Here.
He's just a retired,
reward.
previously shot police dog.
Dog's foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, and it's like, and because the police gave it to him, like his parents
he
are like
twitches randomly.
And the
He has flashbacks like a war veteran.
Yeah, and the parents are like, now take care of him. The nice police officers gave you this nice present. There's a 3-legged angry piece of shit in your house.
It's the one dog that the cops don't shoot.
Yeah. It's only got part of one ball because, like, the other one's got bit off in a fight.
A fist fight.
Yeah, right. Like sicking kangaroos
It's a
on
boxer.
it. Yeah. But he doesn't even get that. All he gets is a piece of paper that says, way to go, little buddy. Yeah. That'll get you through college.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Attaboy. What a citizen. And the cop they have posed of them looks like one of like the old school cops like we grew up with. It's like a
Oh my
hat
God,
and a
wouldn't it
short
be
sleeve
amazing
shirt.
if just the cop was in black and white?
No, they make him look like the old school happy cop. You know what I mean? Not like the war cop we have now, like a 7-foot tall fucking brick wall with like grenades.
If you were playing a game like an RPG where you had to like level up your armor, the 50s cop would be like your starter character, and like the cops of today would be like your like guy at the end who fights the like final boss.
Yeah.
Like he's all fucking like militarized
Yeah,
and
right.
like fucking.
He like just wears riot gear for fun.
He wears other people's skin.
It doesn't even. It doesn't even slow him down when he runs. He runs equally as fast wearing someone else's skin. Holding
Stone's just like, oh, I could do that. I do that all the time.
Holding an iron shield and a fucking machine gun. Well, hey. But I'll tell you what, it's funny. What I think they do is I think they keep this uniform, this old one, hanging up in the back for photo ops. So like when the kids come in for pictures, they put on the old school uniform so they look like the cops from old school TV. So they look really nice in the pictures. You know what I mean?
I read a local paper recently that in a is it okay if I say predominantly African American neighborhood?
All right.
Okay. That the cops are going to. Don't be surprised if you're out gardening if the cops come up and greet you, because a community outreach program, the cops are going to get to know the neighborhood and all the neighbors in it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, people are going to like scream and run away. And,
This sounds
like a trap, right? Like it sounds like a trap.
Well, not
like,
a trap, but the fact that it's on their own property at their houses, it feels slightly threatening, because it's like, I know where you live. I know exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I've read about like police stations that do these things where like once a month or once every couple months at like a community center, they have like a barbecue or something with and anyone from the town could come, so that way they could get to know the people in the town. I think that's a good idea, but I think going to people's houses
like if
that,
you see them
like,
gardening, you stop your car and you get out.
That feels unfucking comfortable.
Like,
I don't even want my friends coming over to my house.
Like your husband is out doing a dangerous job, and the next thing you see a cop walking up the driveway, you're like, oh,
only that,
no.
but like if the cop
Like,
sees you and you're
you know,
wearing
like-
your designer pre-shit on jeans and he thinks that they're actually shit jeans, then he might suspect you as being a shady character.
Right.
When really you're just fashionable, and then everything will take a terrible turn.
Right.
It just seems like another way to
Or
probe.
you're outside with a mask on, and like because you saw a dandelion in your yard, so you got to spray like 8,000 gallons of poison, in your front yard, and all
He's
of a
like,
sudden,
oh, that's sarin gas.
and like the cops of today, because like half of them just seem kind of crazy. Like half the cops, you know what I mean? Like not every one of them, obviously,
Right.
but half of them. So what? Like let's
It's
say
not their fault.
Let's
I think
say
a lot
it's one of
but
those really
it sucks.
juiced up ones that's just ready for shit, and they tell him, "Yo, we need you to go around the neighborhood today and make friends." And he's like, "Fuck!" He's like, he beats on your front door. And he's like, "Hello,
you're gonna be my friend now."
Yeah. And you're in the yard spraying poison. All you hear is someone yelling. You accidentally turn around. You got poison all over the place, and like
scares the shit out of you.
I don't know. I'm just trying. I'm the worst case scenario. That's all.
That's the worst
I'm
case
just
scenario.
saying. Well, the next point obviously is a hell of
Holy shit.
it's a wall of bullets, but just saying.
It's a wall of bullshit.
Yeah. So what do we have next?
I don't fucking know. In Russia, there's a sexy women holding carp calendar that's been going on for years, actually. And it's available on Amazon if anybody wants to buy it for ice in the face.
Yeah, and let me ask you something.
Wait. The guy who invented the calendar, who also sells fishing equipment, this was to promote.
Entrepreneur.
They shoot these pictures over 4 weeks in France, and he also hires two competent caretakers who clean and polish the carp scales before they're given to the models.
Wow.
They actually polish the carp first.
Very nice.
And the guy who does the calendar said that the 2017 calendar has once more managed to courageously make every month of the year that little bit more special.
I had a great idea for a calendar once.
Dude, I saw one of the pictures and it's this chick. She looks like
Is she hot?
young. I don't know how young I would say she looks, but she clearly looks young. She's blonde.
Can I just say something? Because somebody who owns a bait market did this, I imagine it's one of those chicks that looks young, but like somehow like simultaneously 45, and you're like, how is this what's going on here?
A lot of Adobe.
She just
a lot of
looks
magic.
like-
Yeah. How would you describe her?
Depressed. She looked sad.
Well, she's
but
being
anyway, she's
forced all
holding
the
a
fish.
carp,
Yeah.
and she's holding a
old
carp, and it's
Yeah.
like the face is like facing the camera. You don't see the side of the carp, just
Oh,
head
you're talking
on.
about the carp.
Yeah,
Head
and
on.
it's like
Fly directly to the forehead.
enormous,
Yeah,
dude.
you don't
like
see the
there's
side of the
no
carp
way
that's
the
decaying.
carp doesn't weigh more than she does. Like
Okay.
it's fucking huge. It's
Right.
like. It's like
So
half
she's-
the size of this bar. And like in the picture, she's like sad looking, holding this carp, and the carp's mouth is wide open.
Yeah.
So it's such an awkward picture because you could just see right down his throat.
Right,
and she's
right.
like sadly.
And you know her redneck husband is behind the camera like, now hold that fish up.
Well, this is in Russia.
$20 or 20, whatever Russian currency is. What is that?
It's not in Russia. They're not gonna do carp pictures in Russia. That's clearly like a Mississippi type of thing, right?
No, this is a Russian thing.
Oh, it is a Russian thing.
They shoot the pictures in France, but it's a Russian
Oh, it's a-
calendar.
Well, shut my mouth. I don't know my Russian
but they
carp.
travel to France to take the pictures.
So they,
Okay,
so they
well,
pay him
hey.
in francs.
Can I just, in case anybody's interested in purchasing this wonderful, beautiful piece of artwork,
Yeah.
you can search for the Carpenizer calendar.
Oh my god, I can't wait to get one.
The
I had a great idea for a
Carpenizer.
calendar. It was almost 15 years ago when my oldest was born. He was only
Right.
a month or two old, and I
Sure.
said, we should make a calendar. Should be like baby in the oven, baby in the microwave,
Yeah.
baby on drugs. We had like pixie sticks.
It's the only
Like,
way
you-
I'd ever own anything with baby pictures
yeah,
on it.
you know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't.
like just do
I
like
hate
Coke lines in
babies.
front of the baby.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. But you also don't want special services showing up to your house to take your kids away.
And you're like,
them.
"But
I
come
would've-
on, man,
I thought it was
funny. I thought, come on, don't you have a sense of humor?
Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
It's a joke. I
It's a
mean,
joke.
it's just fucking pixie sticks.
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's not real. You make the baby like hold a cigarette and like
It's fucking hysterical as shit.
It's just gum.
And
yeah.
I figured, just invent 12 of them and make a calendar.
12 of them.
Invent is a strong word.
Put him behind the wheel of a car with like a bottle of whiskey and in the cup
Just like
holder.
passed out, like
Yeah,
just,
right.
Like
He's like, it's
fake
not even
vomit
real
next
whiskey.
to his
It's just
mouth, like-
yellowed
Yeah.
breast milk.
You rent out some hookers to lay around it.
What's yellowing now?
Yeah, what's yellowing now?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. This dirty old breast milk. It's turning into breast cheese. Go ahead and squirt that through the nipple. Loud sex interrupts pro tennis match in Florida.
Do you think they were trying to be loud? Louder than
I feel like she definitely got off on the fact that there was like,
Why is she? What about he?
and then she's in the background like, ah, ah, ah. You know, tennis matches are quiet too, so you know that shit's echoing all over the
Were they
fucking
in the
They
place.
didn't
stands or
necessarily
something?
have to be very
Were
loud.
they like
then.
right there?
I don't know. Francais Tiafo was about to serve Mitchell Krueger during their Tuesday night match in the Sarasota Open when he paused and flashed a smile of disbelief over the sound of a woman moaning in pleasure. Initially described the sounds as coming from someone playing a pornographic video in the stands, but later said it was coming from an apartment nearby.
Oh, well.
Well, then too bad. You deal with
build
it.
your fucking tennis fucking rink
Put
somewhere
a dome over
else.
that fucking thing. Yeah.
Spend the money on soundproofing, you fucking...
Because be honest with you, if I lived in the apartment, I had to listen to fucking tennis noises all day.
Yep.
It's like, oh, two can play at that game.
Yeah, a friend of mine lived out in front of the Verizon guy, and he was being protested, and he fucking couldn't stand the protesters, so he stood in his front lawn with his guitar and his amplifier and just started jamming fucking loud-ass rock music.
Yeah.
And then one of the fucking protesters actually complained to the police about him.
On his own front lawn?
So the cop came over
Yeah.
and talked to him, and he goes, fuck them. If they're
And
going to
the
be
cop's
loud,
like,
I'm going to be loud.
It's just a neighborhood program. Everybody's just trying to get to know each other around here. Now shake my fucking hand. Shake my hand, motherfucker.
Forced friendship is the worst. I mean,
Yeah,
it's almost
no
as bad
doubt.
as real friendship.
I know. And that's
The worst.
You know, that's already sitting on the train tracks waiting to get hit.
I mean, really, what is friendship? It's like you're signing up for a bunch of unforeseen future responsibilities.
Yeah. For somebody you're not related to.
Oh no, I don't know if because you can end friendships very easily. I think it's the fear of responsibility.
Some of them you can. Other ones they just hang on like fucking,
That's true.
like
There's-
a pair of half chewed off testicles.
I've never had that problem. I've
Yeah.
always been able to escape pretty unscathed.
You're a runner.
Something's running.
Yeah, that's for sure. Homeless people handed free beer as part of Bud Light campaign. Christ.
Of course.
You know, holy shit, man! Really, you can give them beer? Like what?
They'll give him beer for a fucking ad campaign, but won't give him food for, living.
Yeah.
That's because the food stamps are draining us.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's the problem. It's not the missiles that are doing it at all.
The human race has their collective heads up their assholes.
And they like it there. They prefer it there.
We had so much fun that I feel like I'm getting old. Like I can't even keep up with the fun no more. But I'm gonna tell you straight, we got our rest. We did a podcast this morning, killing it, enjoying ourselves, loving life, and that's what it's about. Beautiful people out there, just love us and love the world. Yeah.
Or at least hate hard.
Might be.
Wasn't me.
No, that should be right here.
Oh, okay.
We're
We're
live.
back. We're back. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Awesome Talk, Season 8, Episode 8 on June 27, 2017. So we're back, and what we're going to hear first before we even do anything else is a song with Mr. Tony Tedesco and Sandy Mack.
Yeah. We're going to E, like an E minor,
Right
right
for a second, and I'm like, huh, that's a weird choice for Dan Ragnar.
It is.
The Band-Aid, right?
Are we starting?
Yeah, why not? My ship came in this evening with
everything on board. Sailing in the darkness, but I no longer bold. You may not like the way I travel in this party boat. You know it ain't the smoothest ride, but it doesn't always flow. Pass me a lifeboat, but let me go land. It's happening too fast. Sad song playing in my head. Night turns to day. I'll take whatever I can get to. Help me find my way. A friendly stranger guides me, and a strange friend keeps me warm. That's just my way of reaching any safe port in this storm. Pass me a lifeboat, let me go last. Now I'm having a blast. It's easy to feel queasy when you're not sure where you're going. No rocking and no rolling, that's the only way of knowing. Can I save myself from finding what I'm too afraid to know? Said I haven't even left yet, 'cause I'm too afraid to go. Pass me a lifeboat, let me go last. Someday this all will pass. That was like a studio fade.
That was awesome. That was fucking awesome.
Give the drummer some. Give the drummer some. That was nice, man. That was perfect.
Just tried to hang in there.
Man. bad on that cooler lid, brother.
Have Coleman will.
The cooler's not calling from childhood.
Have Coleman will.
Most of my other poems was playing kickball. I was playing the cooler lid.
I'm cool with the
My
Coleman.
dad worked at Pabst. I remember him coming home smelling like beer coolers.
So you're busy musically, sir.
Oh.
You like that segue, do you, Tony?
Yeah, Shandy's the hardest working man.
No.
Yeah,
No, I'm like
say
feast or famine, like most musicians. I get a lot of stuff, and then I got nothing. Like July, I don't really have too much. But that cool thing when Anthony cries in, July 27th. That's kind of cool.
Where's that?
In Belmar. And
90.5.
Yeah,
we were talking about during the breaks.
Sonny Landreth.
Sonny Landreth
from
New Orleans,
for free, man.
Fucking that guy is a slide genius.
Oh my God, killer! Him and Anthony, they're gonna
it's
be
gonna
like
be
fast
insane.
friends. And
How long have you been playing music?
I started fairly young, but there was no music in my house, really. I mean, it was like my parents had whatever they would listen, like Dean Martin or whatever it was, their thing. But my dad, my parents were divorced young. My dad, I didn't know that well, but I got to visit him here and there, and he's from Kentucky, and he was like a big Elvis,
Right.
So, and he even had the whole southern like culture or whatever. So.
Look it up and lack her down.
Well, I heard a little of that, the Elvis stuff, and then when the Allman Brothers came out of Southern Rock, it was like, that was my thing. I was a kid, So, it kind of bit me. But I guess younger than that, I was kind of into. I was always into singing. Like in grammar school, I think it was 4th grade. The teacher was like, "You lead the class," and maybe I had an ear for it. I mean, I didn't know me. I never really studied it, but I kind of. I could hear it, and I could hear what was good, what was bad, and then if I was bad, I heard it,
Having an ear is better than having an education sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because a lot of times when people out singing, even sax players, they'll be flat or sharp, and I guess they don't hear it, vocalists. So
as with most people having a regular conversation, they just wait to talk instead of listening sometimes,
But I do the Sunday thing now. It was very cool at the Hotel Asbury.
Yeah.
Down on the first floor.
This place is cool,
awesome. And what do they call it? Sound booth down there, right?
Yeah, sound booth. It's cool.
You got some good guests in the past. You got some really good guests coming up, right?
Yeah, well, Aaron Shaw was there. I got Keith Kenny coming this Sunday.
Files come up too, right?
All the Files follow.
Keith Kenny, we love Keith Kenny around here.
Michael Geegan, I don't know if you guys know him. He does a lot of session work, but he toured. I think with Justin Timberlake and some people. He's great. He's a local cat, but he
can't knock the JT, man.
Well, a lot of these guys go on tour, but when they're not touring, it's.
Seriously, man.
He's also a really good singer.
He's great, man.
He's a really good singer.
No, Justin Timberlake's
Well, he came up to the Disney Channel like Ryan. What's his name? Ryan Gosling. They were putting Musketeers together.
Yeah, some of these you make you kind of tease them when they're commercially successsul, but some of these guys
no, he's real
masters,
When he went from NSYNC to movies, I was like, get the fuck out of here. But dude, his body of work, can't knock him. Dude can sing.
The guy can dance, he can sing. He seems like a chill guy.
That's great. We remember back in the day, before our time, but Sammy Davis Jr. Like that guy, man, he could do everything, man.
That guy wasn't a Negro; he could own the world back then.
There was a video like him, like jumping in on drums.
He can do everything, man. It's like Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, dude, I always wondered when it came to
one side.
When it came to the Rat Pack to party with those guys
Oh my
in their
God.
prime.
Oh,
My God, man.
Like cocktail waitresses 35 at a time.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me about, as a musician, I'm sure, and I understand this. You see a lot of crazy shit. You live through a lot of crazy nights. What is one of the craziest nights of your life you remember, and why?
I mean, there's a couple things. I've actually heard some great stories that are better than mine, but well, yeah. I mean, without being disrespectful, I'm
gonna be a great story.
Yeah.
No, it's not that great, but it's kind of. Well, here's the thing. So I grew up my first band that I ever saw and really impressed me because I wasn't really into music. I kind of had a musical thing from grammar school on. I started playing harmonica around 15, 16. And I picked up pretty quick. So I had that, but that's all I had. But Bruce Springsteen was playing around. He's a few years older, but so he was young for what he was doing, but older than me. So it was kind of like, hey, that's cool, man. And this guy's, I could probably maybe do that. But I would go see him, and it was just remarkable. So he was just so good because I always had that ear, and you'd hear bands. I'd go, and then when I was old enough to go to clubs, or sneak in, and not supposed to be there, but it was like cover bands, but he was playing like his own stuff, and it was like, so it was something about it. I didn't even know I was a blues cat at that point, but there was something about that music that it basically was blues based, and so I saw him, and then I went to college, and a guy on my floor was into blue, I guess Almonds were big, and like Muddy Waters and Clapton and all. And I was playing harmonica, and he was kind of teaching us something about guitar, where I would play guitar along to him so he could play leads. And he was one of the cats that practiced every day for like 2 years, and he got really good. So we had this band, when I kind of dropped out of school, it wasn't really for me, and like philosophy was the only class that I really did get in. I was like, what the fuck?
How can you fail philosophy?
What am I gonna do? Yeah. I'm either gonna teach philosophy or like just go work. So I went work. Parents weren't happy, but So this dude called me up and he said, "Hey, we got a band. Why don't you come play harmonica?" So it was a blues band. I said, "Yeah, great." That was my first band, Bank Street Blues Band. So we got a gig at this place called the Student Prince. We're all like, you had to get a card, an ABC card, to play back. I don't know if you still have to, but if you're underage, you got to, Wow. So we got them and all fingerprint and all, which kind of obsessed me because I might get caught for something.
Now.
but so we were playing, and Springsteen for some reason he liked us. The guitar player in the band was dating this girl, Obie's friend. All this. So it was kind of like community. But he would come and jam with us. It was just like so impressive. And the guy had the reputation. And I was a surfer back then too. Nice. He would come down. And I don't know if he was much of a surfer, but I one day I remember seeing him come to North Longridge where I surfed, and like somebody drove him there. He's like, he didn't have his own car because I was like, this guy is so great. He wasn't really making any money yet.
Was this Bruce?
Yeah, it was Bruce.
This Bruce Springsteen we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. But so he would come.
Amazing.
Well, he would come and like I said, hey, how come he doesn't have a car? Dude, because he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have a license.
He's an artist.
So he had nothing. His parents moved to California. He had nothing, and he would just do these shows. Uh-huh. And it was just to me that was so just impressive that he was that dedicated to do it. And
you can't.
Oh, it was amazing. So he would come and sat in with us a few times, and then I would be like almost starstruck. And again. Like nobody, it wasn't like it is now. It would come check him out and all. It was like either you knew him or you didn't. It was no big deal. Uh-huh. But I would like, man, this guy is amazing. So then there's the story. I had to set up. Probably the build-up was better than the setup. But the whole thing was like he didn't drink, he didn't smoke. Like that. And in those days, like when we were playing the Student Prince, I would smoke a joint between every set, and I'd drink a beer. And I actually saw a picture of myself back then, where there was a beer, a Budweiser sitting there, and he didn't do anything. Then one time, I don't know what he did, but he came in, and it was a New Year's or something, and he was so fucked up. and I mean, it was like he was playing shit, and I don't know what he was playing. It was like, it was like, it kind of still made sense, but it was just like way out there,
Yeah, right.
And it was like, and then like at the end of the night, he was like in front of the Student Prince, like kind of like Tom Waits or something, sitting on the sideline, So I was like, yeah, that was just like, wow, okay, I guess he is. But that was like the extent of that. Then he was back to business, But he had
you gotta kind of loose once in a while, man.
Yeah, but for years that was the whole reputation. No, he didn't do anything. No. But one thing I did that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
The one thing. The top of the list.
Just the one.
I don't know if I apologize to Bruce. I apologize to Vinny Lopez. So we were, so then he got, he got the record thing and all. And for the first 2 records, he wasn't that big.
Sure.
Big. But he invited us, like our band, because he still liked that band, to go see him. It was his first for him it was a big deal. It was his first headliner. It was a place called the Main Point in Philly. And so we followed, I don't know why this was, but we followed them out there. I guess because we didn't want to find it or whatever, or, maybe we were carrying something. Yeah, we followed them out there. The show was cool. Somebody opened up for him. I think it was Aztec Two-Step or something, which was kind of back then. Yeah, back then. Maybe they were on their downward and he was upward. I don't know. But so he played, and I met this girl. I was kind of I was like trying to impress the girl, and she needed a ride, so I'm like, and I was dopey, man. I'm like as dopey as I am now. Back
You
then,
have a mustache?
I used to smoke
Mustache.
pot. It really made me bad. Worse than I am now.
Smoke pot.
I used to smoke pot.
So I was worse than I am now. So she needed a ride.
My lighter, right?
I totally like spaced out and was baked, and I give her a ride after the show, not thinking that we're all riding back home together. So I'm like, it wasn't that long. I didn't like hook up with her, really. Technically I did. But so it was however long it was. I drive like back. So it's probably like 45 minutes amount of time. And when you get back, like Vinny, it's like yelling, "What the fuck, you motherfucker!" And then you see Van Zandt, and he's like, he was kind of non-judgmental, but Bruce was like shaking my hand. He was like, high-fiving me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like that's how he is.
That's
how
he is. Seems like he's pretty real to me.
I'm so sorry, dude. I didn't realize. So those are the two, like, I guess, most crazy stories.
Nice.
What was the name of your band back then?
Bank Street Blues Band. One other time that was kind of weird, because like I said, I smoked pot. The Student Prince is cool. It's where Porta is now.
Student Prince is a pretty famous place. Well, in the history of Asbury Park,
yeah,
Student
we
Prince
played
famous
5. Well,
place.
Bruce had played the year or two before that. You got the summer gig 5 nights a week. It was cool. You weren't making a lot of money, but and you could rent an apartment for $300 or whatever.
Sure.
So you could live off that.
Yeah, sure.
And so one night some girls slipped us something in, and me and the bass player took it. And he was kind of, I was kind of
slipped us something, we took it.
Yeah. And I literally thought I was gonna die. Like I couldn't drive. Like I didn't know. I looked at a calendar. I could figure out what day it was.
Slide rule for
and the bass player was bigger. He's kind of bulky dude, so for some reason maybe he didn't drink as much, but he was okay. But I lived, But
obviously he lived.
I thought I was gonna die. I couldn't tell what day it was. And I
had to refer to my pocket Mayan calendar handbook to find out what fucking
some kind of like horse tranquilizer or something.
Ketamine?
She said it sounds like mescaline.
She said it was THC.
Sounds like special.
THC can be powerful.
If it's a horse tranquilizer, it sounds like ketamine.
That was it. That was it, man. For me, I didn't
specials.
I didn't like steal any shit. I didn't do anything too
Some
totally
awful
crazy.
lady K-holed you. She hit you right in the K-hole.
Yeah, that was like, what?
She called you.
This was not. Yeah, like it hit me while we were playing our last set. And I barely made it through, and I literally crawled off stage.
You were singing and playing harmonica?
No, I didn't sing back then.
Nothing like a harmonica player crawling on stage saying, "This is a gig I was glad I was at."
Oh God! The image in my head. The image in my head.
And did you have the long hair like you do now?
The image in my head of somebody on stage in a K-hole playing a harmonica and falling off.
We have no equilibrium.
I played some pretty cool shit though,
Of course, well, you can't go on a tune harmonica. So.
But I made the set.
Yeah, it was
survived. I survived.
I survived the set.
I survived the Student Prince.
Oh, there was one night. There was a knife. There was a guy who was holding a knife.
Was Lester Corbo?
No, there wasn't.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, we're playing, and I look out. And, the place was always packed.
Where was this?
The Student Prince.
Okay.
The same place. That was like my upbringing, my childhood. I was raised by
You're Notre Dame. You're Villanova.
You see a guy with a knife, and you're like this. We just we look at him, we just keep playing.
Yeah. Whatever knife comes out, just keep playing.
That shit'll sort itself out.
Right.
I'm up here.
We're well for the Stones and all.
So Asbury back then. Asbury was, it was still kind of cool. That was like the Stone Pony was just getting started and all, but it was like some girl that used to come to our shows was murdered, not in the club, but
out on the beach though.
There was bad shit. Yeah, there was bad shit going on.
No, sure was.
Yeah. Like that guy Begenwald. There was a mass.
Yeah, Begenwald, sure.
That lived in Asbury then.
Begenwald, Richard Begenwald.
Yeah.
My mother went to fucking as he was on death row. My mother went to evangelize to that guy.
Yeah, it was. He was a mass murderer. He lived on like 5th Avenue.
Yeah. He buried a lot of them, man.
Yeah, it was like 8 people he killed or something. And I don't know, but I think that guy, I ran into him on the boardwalk one day. I just split up with a girl.
Luckily, you had a cigarette to give them.
No,
right?
I'm pretty sure it was
What
him.
happened to the girl?
She died, dumbass.
Oh, the girl got. I don't know. No, I don't know if that was him. No,
mass murderer.
Serial killer.
But no, but this guy, like, this guy had killed like a bunch of people, and like so, in hindsight, you figured out at the time, oh shit, man, that was happening then. You didn't know at the time, but I was like, one day, I was living, I don't think I was living in Asbury then, but I went to, sometimes you go to the beach, you know what I mean, just like, man, especially if you surfed, you always, beaches where you head together. So I'm going down there, and I just girl broke up with me or whatever, it was a bad breakup, and I'm like, oh man. So this dude's like, hey man, he comes, I think it was actually that dude. He's like, hey, what's going on? Smoke some weed or some shit. It was like, he was a pretty bulky dude, and a little scary looking. And I was like, you know what? I'm like, and I was, for some reason, I've had guns to my head, so I had like, you know how to
remain calm on prayer.
Yeah, you learn, you learn quick.
Instincts.
I'm like, so I go, yeah, okay, man, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's cool. So I walk to my van, and like I go get in. It's like it's like fuck you.
Mr. Machine ain't let you in, motherfucker.
Yeah, are you crazy, man? I got enough problems.
Little murdery, rapey, dismembery.
At that point, I didn't know, but I'm thinking.
No, but you had to get the vibe.
When the guy got arrested, and all, I saw the picture. Dude, I think that's a fucking dude.
That's the man, dude. That's the man.
He didn't want me to recruit me to kill people, or he's gonna kill me.
Hey, are you? What size hand you got? You good with a shovel?
Either way, it wouldn't have turned out good for me.
You're not putting my torso.
What size garden gloves you use? You ever lift a bag of lime?
Yeah,
Any good with sewing human corpus.
I'm sure you guys had near-death experiences,
Well, it's Asbury, man. You're gonna live down there. That's
anywhere, You ever like my senior prom? I got really wasted and like drove off the road, but I just
it was Route 18, so we gave a shit.
That's where it started. No, I came to a nice stop, I like that stuff.
Back then they let you sleep it off,
I took a nap, and then when I woke up, luckily there were Cheetos on the front seat.
The chick wasn't dead, and people won't listen to my van.
You didn't have to worry about back then if you got pulled over for drunk. Hey. No more drink,
Hey, you
cars.
Get
your ass home.
He's so politically correct these days, man.
That was it, man.
But don't get me wrong, drunk driving's no joke. But I certainly don't endorse that in any fashion.
No, and some drivers suck when they're sober,
Well, so some drivers just suck. Some people just suck.
Yeah.
When they're people.
If you're a really good driver, and you're smart, hey, I'm too drunk to drive.
Well, of course, man. Like I plan my drunken escapades. That's why I have a designated driver tonight. Yeah, I plan them out in the future. Like Cindy?
Usually, for me,
You're
I
a
just
smart fellow.
Borrow somebody else's
car. I'm a learning fellow. I was smart.
A learning fellow.
You borrow somebody else's car and just drive really fast.
Exactly.
You get home before you have an accident.
So I have two more questions.
You get home before the alcohol sets in.
That's why you speed.
That's the problem. It's the last 10 minutes.
I did get pulled over once, buzz driving, and which I never do, and I just gave the fucking guy a discourse on irony. And he just let me go. He's like, you're about a mile from the house. Just get that home. But as long as you talk to me, you can prove that you got some lucid.
Yeah, a lot of cops will cut you brakes.
Yeah, of course.
I blew through a red light. I dozed off. I guess not that long. And
I dozed off.
Well, no, I didn't
blew through a red light.
I'm not gonna lie to the
cool
cop.
about it.
No, you can't lie to the cops.
I'm not gonna argue with him. He pulled me over for a reason. He told me I went through that red light.
He pulled you over and he was like dozed off.
I did. Asbury pulled me over because I was driving like this. I was convinced I was talking on my cell phone. I'm like, dude, I've got 8 cell phone tickets, right? From
I was scratching my ear.
Back in the day when it was cell phone, you used to plead down to. So I got 8. You go to jail. You go to court now with 8 cell phone tickets. Right? You go to court now with 8 cell phone tickets. They had to spend the judge waited. Last time I went to court for the cell phone ticket, the judge waited till the courtroom was cleared. I was like, dude, you got 8 fucking tickets, man. I'm like, dude. Back in the day, I pleaded down to him, and he was totally cool with it.
Asbury's cool that way.
No, Jimmy Butler and Asbury, for as much about Asbury, the municipal court runs smoother than any municipal court in the county. I've been in all of them. Yeah. So I tell her this a million times. You got to take an Asbury, you go to court, you don't say a word between Ron, the public defender, and Jimmy Butler. You don't say a word, and you go up there, and just take care of it. I was in court one day, and Jimmy goes, this is your 14th parking ticket. This is the last time I'm letting you go. I was like, oh, I love this place.
Oh, dude. I didn't pay, like, I had moved and I wouldn't get my mail, and there was like a weird thing. I was living in Riddell on Madison Avenue. For some reason, I wanted to get my mail.
Right.
So I got 2 tickets, parking tickets. One with my van, one with my car. And I knew I got the notice for the one, but I didn't get the notice for the other.
Wow.
So I go there, I go to pay the one, and I said, I got 2 tickets, parking tickets. She says, oh, no, we only see one. I said, oh, the company break. Oh, nice. No, because it was a different vehicle.
Yeah.
They don't look it
Right,
up.
they're looking at the
So then I was driving home from a gig, and Neptune pulled, you know, they get that thing where they scan your license.
Man, yeah.
Pulled me fucking over, and it's like, not only that,
they want to pound the car.
Yeah, so
anal probes.
Then I didn't even get.
They just want to get their finger inside.
Surcharge ticket thing that I wasn't getting. I got pulled over again in Manalapan. Manalapan was the first one. Neptune was the second. And it cost
Neptune
me
ain't no joke.
It's
man.
like $1,500, man. It's like for a fucking $30 ticket. By the time you pay your license, and this and that, the surcharge, really. The fucking parking ticket.
My last thing I got was in Neptune. It was a pretty serious ticket. I walked in and Jimmy Butler happened to be the fucking guest prosecutor for the day.
Jimmy Buffett?
Jimmy Butler.
Oh.
The prosecutor from Asbury. And I just knew keep my mouth shut. He's like, obstructed traffic, $53. I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, it's weird to what
you got to take an Asbury, go to court, keep your mouth shut.
There's
and
like
walk out
one judge for like every court.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a municipal court
dude,
aficionado. There used to be a guy, what's his name, Mark. And his daughter had gotten in trouble with drugs and overdose, so he was always very lenient. But you didn't want to be the guy who came up after the guy who pissed him off. But other than that, it was totally like I would go there as an old guy. If I were an old guy, I'd go there instead of feeding pigeons. I would go to municipal court where this guy was holding court. He no longer holds court, but there's a lot of dynamic in municipal courts.
Hightstown is bad.
Oh, Hightstown, yeah, no, I didn't like Hightstown. I got a ticket out there. One night.
It's like it's 25 everywhere in town.
Yeah, right.
And there's no reason for it.
Right, of course not. You're on a wide open road.
Plus, like you come from 33, it's like 50 or whatever, and then it's like 45, 40, 30. They gradually.
Yeah.
If you miss one sign.
If you're not a town, you might as well be a Yankee after the burn of Savannah because they're gonna nail you.
They got me a ticket for not having I had the seatbelt underneath here. Well, if you have a tank top or something in your hair, or shit, you know, it's like I put it here.
Well,
You know? You're not supposed to do it, maybe, you know, but I had the fucking seatbelt on, dude. What, you know? It's like, what?
Yeah, you go to court, they don't want to hear it.
So then, I didn't have my insurance cover. It was in my, I got them both. I had them in the van. The van's right in front. And he's like, well, I'll write you up for the seatbelt then.
That's a break, though, dude. It's $200
I know it's a
ticket.
break.
And you could have towed your car.
But I went there, and I said, well, I had the insurance. Just he wouldn't let me go. You know, I kind of threw him under the bus a little bit, but you still have to pay court costs.
Yeah, of course.
It's like a win-win.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a lesson in high-priced tickets.
High-price,
like astronaut. He's like, my 14th parking ticket. My 8th.
Now here's the deal. Always go to court because as a young man,
if you don't pay it,
I drive terrified.
I just got one Sunday for Manasquan parking, $54.
Oh yeah, no, they're terrible then. I have a black letter respect for the law. So as a youngster, I got a ticket, I pay it. Right? Now if I get caught again because I didn't get a surcharge notice, I'm going to jail for 10 fucking days. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I learned somewhere in my progress, I learned go to court. These prosecutors, because most of the time the money's going to the state, they just want the money to stay municipally. And you go there, anybody gets a ticket. Joey Henderson got a ticket, parking ticket. I'm like, dude, go on a Friday morning. And nobody wants to go to court on Friday morning. Asbury Park is it's more well oiled than an anal whore.
If you're gonna get arrested, get arrested in Asbury.
Right, exactly. Because you go to court.
Focus all of your criminal activity on Asbury Park.
You're in now by 9:30. You get a ticket. They're gonna reduce the court costs $15.
Don't break the law anywhere else.
One day with some story. Just keep your mouth shut, and he'll look at you and he'll say, I got one way. When I'm doing a lot of work down by the Wonder Bar, I got driving the wrong way on the street. Remember that, Cindy?
That's easy to do.
And I kind of gave the cop a hard time and all that shit. And I went to court. I didn't realize the fines I was looking at. Jimmy Butler was like, he's like obstruction of traffic, $54.
I got the same thing. Wait a minute. In your defense, when they had those barricades up.
Yeah, right, exactly. By the Bernie Carteret, right?
So I was a little drunk.
Oh, I was a little high. So and I had questionable, vitamins on me.
That's how I know I was drunk. The cop pulls me up. I went wrong one way. I said. I was calling a cop dude and bro, so I know I was drunk. I
should have called a female cop honey one day. And she's like, don't call me honey. I'm like, I'm sorry, sweetie. Look, he just locked me up. They just locked me up 3 hours ago. I'm here with my third eyes.
But he wrote me up for something like, Yeah.
No,
he didn't.
well, Asbury Park, let's get a younger cop.
sweetie.
Sydney was there. And I'm like, look, they don't lock me up. They just let me out of jail.
Asbury has him now.
But, you know, Ross Park.
That's my line of the day.
You get an older cop, you're cool.
You young dudes paying attention, man? Learn from our
Right.
Thank you for calling.
Some people lead by example. I guide with wisdom.
I'm young and impressionable.
And Asbury Park, if you get an older cop, you're good to go. You get a younger cop, somebody who's transplanted from Wall or Seabright to look at the bus test, and then you got problems. I've had older cops apologize for the younger cops.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, the dude the officer in Hightstown, he was young, man.
Yeah, they have to prove something, especially in Asbury these days. It's such like,
man, seriously, yeah. I got the seatbelt on.
Yeah.
We have got to start winding down.
Let's do it.
So I got 2 questions for you. Number 1, where can people find you online and find your music, and how should they look for you and all that other good stuff?
Yeah, okay. That's a good question.
Bad signal.
Well, I guess Facebook, Sanford Mack is good. I'll tell you why. Because there's like a million Sandy Macks. And there's actually this black female singer that's really good. So it's okay to find her. But if you go Sanford, like Sanford and Son, Sanford Mack, I think there's only one. Right? The hair and the glasses, that's all.
There you go.
And then it'll link to the stuff, Mack and Friends, where I'm playing. And stuff.
You're pretty active in Asbury. You usually got 1 or 2 gigs
I got a cool
in
gig. I got a gig Thursday at Wonder Bar. It's always good there.
Yeah.
Wonder Bar in Asbury Park.
Yeah, Wonder Bar's cool now. They got the outdoor thing and all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got a good family supporting you over there. And people coming out and stuff.
And a Sunday.
The best show I've seen in the last 5 years.
I got kicked out for no reason. And my mom, and my dad, and my 11-year-old nephew, my whole family, and we're all just sitting there like, what? And I didn't pull any card. I wasn't like, do you know how much money I made this place? Like, I didn't do anything like that. I was just
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore, dude. Right?
Well, yeah,
that's a burger at fucking 11 o'clock.
Right, that's what I knew that wouldn't even matter. I'm just like looking at this girl.
You, sir, have just brought down the wrath of chemtrail.
Immediately, I like 3 paragraphs the next day on Facebook how appalled I was, how I was treated.
You were indignant.
Wait, it was actually at the fucking the Bobby show, the Bobby Bandiera. I tagged Bobby and I was like, I'm friends with Bobby. I see him at the Celtic Cottage like at least once
sure.
hang.
Yeah, Celtic Cottage is great. Fucking toast burgers over there.
I tagged Bobby in this shit. I tagged Wonder Bar in it. I was like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, Bobby. I saw like 3 songs. I was there for you. It was like a $35 admission fee because it was towards charity and stuff like that. It was on Mother's Day, and you kicked out my mom, who's like the sweetest lady in the world. It was insane.
Asbury's in the top.
Wonder Bar, you got it. Sometimes weird shit happens there. It's a very cool hang, but
I'll say the best local show I've seen in the last 5 years, has been Sandy Mack at Langosta Lounge last year. Eric Savka and Butchie Sakurel from Split the Sunlight, and they just own that fucking shit coming into the second. And no disrespect to Chemcho, because I love me some Chemcho, but those guys were improvising and they just elevated. It was just like, and you just sat back just like I would, like watching a good porn. Like, awesome.
You don't want to step on it, man.
I actually wrote you an email the next day saying, dude, I don't know what I just saw last night, but I'm still fucking feeling it. So
Langosta's cool, man. Pete's
awesome over there.
We get the sound right.
I love Langosta, but I hate it because I miss Club Deep.
Sound resonated. Like if you weren't getting stabbed at Club Deep, you weren't really there.
No.
I think Chemtrail played the last Club Deep show,
I used to see so many low-dough fucking hardcore punk shows there for like dirt cheap. And it would just be fucking chaos. It was fucking awesome. Until that one fucking dickhead fucking kid.
Well, no, FSU would show up.
Until
they love Club Deep for some reason.
Yeah, we gotta start bringing this to
All right, you have another question.
I do have another question. Okay, so this is a question reserved for guests. Okay, and the question is, we call it the final word. So in other words, if you had a final message for the whole universe and now is your chance to say it, what would you say?
Awesome talk is the best.
Choice words.
Really?
Sure.
That's a filet mignon.
Thank you tonight, man. This has been amazing having you, dude.
Awesome, man.
I knew you'd be a good guest.
Look,
Yes,
man,
very good
I
time.
want to say thank you very much for being here tonight, man. It's
Thanks
been a
for
pleasure.
having me,
This has been a
man.
great
Thank you,
show.
Tony.
Thank
thanks,
you,
man.
Tony. Tony knows how much I love him.
Of course, it's a regular Well Fest over here.
Yeah,
I call him during the week, just tell him how much I love
know, I
him.
can smell it.
Well,
They stand around long enough, you see my underwear walk out of here and so on.
don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. And
You guys are weak.
check us out at awesometalktv.com. Check out Awesome Talk TV on Twitter, Awesome Talk online on Facebook, and hit subscribe if you're watching this below or whatever the fuck. And again, thank you very much, Sandy Mack. Thank you more to Nevermore Designs, our sponsor. Thank you to everyone in the chat room who's been hanging out and been part of the conversation all night. And this has been Awesome Talk, Season 8, Episode 8, on June 27, 2017. Thank you all very much for drinking with us.
That's Awesome Talk.
And that is Awesome Talk.
It's a wrap.
Hey,
Don't call me honey, I'm sorry, sweetie.